Hi, everybody, and welcome to Novice DMing for our very first session for yegVMP. I am your Dungeon Master, McKinnon, and with us here we have our wonderful players here with us today. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. We have over on this side.
It's Sami Silver.
We have over on this side.
Monika Gunn. Call me Moni.
Yeah, we got over here.
Kordell Brons.
Fantastic. And all of you are going to be playing some wonderful vampires that are a part of this fantastic chronicle for yegVMP. I'm so very excited. This is our first time playing Vampire the Masquerade. We've done a few sessions to kind of learn up on the rules and everything, but this is full homebrew campaign that is set in the city of Edmonton. In the year of our lords, gods, whatever, 2024.
And professors.
And pro wrestlers. We have fun here. Yes, where we are beginning to tell a tale, darkness in the world of darkness. Yes, wanted to come out in the very opening and obviously say, none of this is real. It's all fictional. I'm using stuff that I pulled up on some information about Edmonton that's kind of like, But yeah, the whole point of this is very much to learn more about the city and also to, do something with some wonderful Edmonton-based friends of mine. And we're just very excited to have you all here with us. Let's see. Any major announcements for myself? YEG D&D for is going to be happening not this Sunday, but it's going to be happening Saturday. What? Ooh.
22nd.
The 22nd. Thank you, Sami. Sammy's paying attention to the socials. Yes. So the 22nd of March is going to be a YG D&D show where our very good friend Glenna is going to be performing as the Dungeon Master. I'm very excited to be seeing Glenna take on that role. She was my first Dungeon Master when I was with the company. Doing NPC work, so I'm very excited about that. Let's see. I'm going to be doing a professional game mastering event for Evil Anvil, who's Edmonton based. He's a friend of mine from Dedmonton. It is for something called Mithril Chef, where it's basically like the next top Mithril Chef cooking competition, where players at the table are going to be members of a cooking competition, and they're going to actually be people who pay for a ticket for it will get a 3-course meal. They'll also be able to participate in this adventure, and then there's also prizes, and some of them will potentially be for maybe Sorry Not Sorry, maybe even for Novice DMing. But yeah, if anybody in the Edmonton area is interested in that, the event is going to be on April 11th. So feel free to sign up for it. I believe tickets are about like $60. But yeah, sign up and be a part of that. We'd love to have you there. A bunch of Dedmonton actors are going to be game masters, so I'm very excited about that.
Ooh, cool.
I'm also just recently starting up my novice advice series on the channel, so I'm going to be sharing a lot more opinions and thoughts on some things that I think can help in the tabletop gaming spaces. I've got a few ideas that I'm really kicking around because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and it's hard to get people to tell me what they want to hear me talk about, so I'm like, yeah, I'll talk about something I think is interesting to me. So we'll see how that is. But right now I have a video up it's talking about death and how to handle player character death, and I really loved talking about it. It was really good. And thank you to everybody who's watched it so far, and to all of you future watchers. Yeah, I think I'm just going to share a little check-in for myself as well for all of you seeing. I am sick today. I've been sick all day, so I'm just got a lot of liquids and stuff to take care of myself. If there's ever a moment where I have to just disappear for a moment, it's just because I need to go get some cough medicine, I think. But that's really it. But yeah, a wonderful Monika is taking care of me here with lots of things. So thank you, Monika, for that. Genuinely,
it's bribery.
That's right.
It's not out of the bottom of my heart. It's
It's out of the top.
It's
shallow.
It's like
Monika is not from the great space right now.
No, let me tell you something. I have shit rolls, so hopefully he'll have mercy on me with all my shit rolls.
That's
like
not
a sushi.
promise that will ever happen.
Yeah, last session I did decent actually.
You did?
Yeah, I 60% were bad rolls.
So I'm not scared anymore.
I am still scared. Every game, every campaign I do.
But yeah, I don't know if anybody else has anything they would like to share or announce or anything like that. If there's any major things.
No. I'm doing good. My boyfriend is in town. I'm just gonna take 30 seconds to brag about my boyfriend.
The real vampire.
The
Shout out
real
to
vampire.
the boyfriend. Shout out to the boyfriend. All right. Yes.
He made me the most delicious sandwich for lunch today. I work from home, so he came to my office and he's like, "What do you want for lunch?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, just like maybe like a breakfast sandwich or like fried eggs or something." And he's like, "What about like grilled cheese?" I was like, "Grilled cheese could be good." And then he finished the sandwich and I got out and it was like a grilled cheese breakfast sandwich. It was like grilled cheese, like egg.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's great. I love
Wow.
him.
And
Dating a vampire with years.
Yeah. now I want one. Like, what? Okay, so I just need to know. It was like
Yeah.
cheese, an egg.
We'll
Was
get
it,
the
like
recipe.
bacon or
It was ham.
ham?
We went to the farmer's market on Saturday. It was great. Yeah.
Sort of thought you were going to say, dude, I need a vampire boyfriend. You're gonna be like, where did you find him?
But I'm up here. I'm like the real, actual,
Yeah.
serious question.
The
Sandwich. You know where my priorities are.
And where did I find him? Technically in Edmonton, but he is from Montreal. So
Yeah,
that's where you
nice.
find.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's what you got. You gotta get a Montreal boyfriend who knows how to make a grilled cheese. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He's so great. Anyways,
Wonderful. Shout out. Shout out. to
Shout
my
out.
friend.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm a little bit sleepier than normal. I didn't have a great sleep, but other than that, I'm ready to vamp it up.
Vamp it up. Love it. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I just been personally working lots. But shout out to four of my friends' birthdays the last 2 weeks. You guys made me tired, but I love you lots and it's great. Been
Shout out to
partying.
birthdays.
Yeah, got 4 of them and I have 1 more left and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So happy birthday to you guys.
Someone had a birthday. Someone had a birthday. Yeah. Wonderful. So I want to open up a little bit here in the very first session, talking about a little bit of like a content warning, and also doing my best to kind of like do a big a land acknowledgement as well on the very top of our session as well. First of all, with content, Vampire the Masquerade, for those of you who have never played it before, is a mature tabletop role-playing game. It doesn't necessarily have to be very violent or very intense when it comes to disturbing subject matter. Our games have kind of been that. We have had talks about table boundaries and where we are aligning with that. Should there be any moments that are very ever coming close to those boundaries, we are going to simply just be presenting them in a very what's the word? Like kind of passing by the scene kind of thing. Enough
Glaze it
information.
over.
Yeah, enough information
Yeah.
that you know what's going on, but we're not stressing out about what the circumstance is going to be, and having to play out a very horrific situation. But yeah, content-wise, we do focus with a lot of adult themes, swearing, all of that. If I ever am able to understand the full list of things that come up, I will put them in video descriptions. If I don't have time for that, and just be warned at the very top of this campaign that it will be potentially intense with all of that. But that's what I wanted to share with all of you here. And then I also want to do a little bit of a land acknowledgement as well. We are in the city of Edmonton, which is, of course, a city that is home to us all in Canada, but it is a land that we very much acknowledge was, I was going to say adopted. No, it was colonized very much by colonizers, colonialism, very much, and we are beneficiaries of this land as well. I know that everybody at this table takes that very seriously and the responsibility that comes with that. We respect very much the First Nations that hold this land and held this land for us. We were very grateful to be on it, and we were very grateful to be able to tell stories like this, to be a part of it. And a big part of yegVMP for me is to explore a lot of those greater social, political, societal things that plight us and the things that I feel are very informative and interesting regarding the city itself. And I'm working also to talk with local community leaders and members who are part of different communities in the city to make this a more vibrant and diverse game as well. So turn off those, like, what is it, like the generic, this NPC is a white guy thing. Like, think outside the box of who these people are. But that being said, I'll also acknowledge that I will also probably make mistakes in this description and love the exploration for the characters. But yeah, I think as we have talked about in a video that we will be releasing very soon, to err is to human, and we embrace our humanity fully here, especially as vampires. It's awesome. You guys are great. You guys are great at that.
Blah blah blah.
Okay.
Don't say blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. How will they know if I don't say blah blah blah?
I'm gonna roll a die right now because I don't know. Great.
Do we say blah, blah, blah?
I just take 8 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Now, with all that being said, I don't think we have any major character questions or anything like that off the top.
Actually, I'd like to start from the beginning.
Okay, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Wonderful. So the way that you make a character, one attribute with 4 dots, another one with 1.
Oh God. The fact is, it's like, you will totally call me out by doing that. That's why I was bracing myself.
You need to know the system, and I know how to do it. We will make this a full-on character building session.
No,
I gotta watch it.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No, we could be good.
Fantastic. And I will say, in our last session, the end of it is kind of started into a lead up of something. There was a note that Monika had brought up to me before regarding her character, and I've actually forgotten that thing. So
Yay.
if something comes up and it does kind of jog your memory, feel free to blurt it out, and I will accept it.
It was to my detriment, and so I will not be blurting it out. So.
Honest, funny right there.
That's the best. I was like, oh man, I forgot something that she's really wanting me to express, and it's like, no, I'd rather you.
All I remember it was this bad choice or this bad
Actually,
choice.
if something happens that jogs your memory, feel free to not blur it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep that to
Well, you know what?
It's like this was going to happen to you if you did this, and this was going to happen to you if you did that. Either or, it's not a good thing for you. And I went, okay. And I was like, I'm going to just do this because I know it's the hardest choice. Can't remember what it was, but I'm like, this, I got to do it because my character, I'm like, got to do it. And then he's like, I forgot. I'm like, yes.
Well, if that's the situation, then I guess we're ready then to dive right into the very first session for yegVMP.
Just give it a second. Give it a second. Fine.
Oh my God, Liam.
So normally I do that moment to settle myself into a session, but I used it to do a little bit of a bit. And now I am not settled. All right. Welcome to the world of darkness, everyone. The world of darkness is a place where monsters are part of mixing in with the common folk of the world. It's essentially a dark, shadowed mirror of our own existence and our own city in this particular case. One of the things that I would like to focus on at the very top of this is not specifically just to Edmonton, but I want to look at Alberta as a full scope. Looking at a darkened nightscape across this low grassland. Kind of across, we see some trees. And as we just kind of draw our focus across the horizon line of the night, you can see like smoke filling in the night sky. And that smoke begins to become thicker and thicker as we turn our focus in and we see, taking on the full center of our vision, a massive roaring fire encompassing a unmeasurable amount of land, acres and acres engorged in fire, burning, and faint sounds of screams inside of the inferno. In the city of Edmonton, away from this scene, we are not in a process of a wildfire or a tremendous source of anything. This is just a glimpse of something from some time and place, maybe. Maybe it is just a vision or element, something of that to settle our hearts in. But the land itself has been scorched. There is scars upon this earth, across this land. And in our city, there are many beings who have felt the hurt and the pains and the anxiety of a world and a time of unpredictability, a time in which we have had many of our friends and family move to come to comfort with us. We are currently in the world of monsters and kindred. And some of us during these times of hardships have been facing other forms of hardship as well. We have been making and finding struggles when it comes to our own survival. For some vampires, we have been struggling with our daughter, finding a brand new home, moving to a place that is closer for our own convenience to survive in the city. But we're struggling with this new adjustment into our lives. The people we care about are no longer just with us on a ready basis. They are just, even across a few roadways, it is still a hardship. We are dealing with our practices in our work of tending to the hearts, the minds, and tending to help repair damaged individuals or people who are just simply trying to find ways to express through our own practices of psychotherapy and working to help alleviate pains and traumas to the best of our own ability as well when we have inflicted pain on others many, many years ago. We are also trying to build and grow the strength and camaraderie with the people who are close to us in our own little drive and dive places. We're trying to build connections deeper within our maid families and not the ones that had born us before, but the ones that have embraced us in our new lives. We have with us at this table 3 kindreds who are in this world of darkness and in the city of Edmonton, in which our campaign takes the name very much for the airport location in terms of which Edmonton is from. So yes, I would love to have a moment. Just, we will be getting into some action stuff, but I would love to have a descriptor of every one of your vampires, just so that we know when we are to meet them in this session, we know exactly what we're looking upon and the individual in terms of who they are. And yeah, feel free to let loose in your descriptions as you would like.
All right, so I will be playing a character whose real name is Constance Burrows. However, in this setting, she goes by the name of Dr. Penny Potts. She is a therapist, a psychologist. She is part of her own practice in Edmonton. Constance, was turned at the tender age of 21. However, her real age is somewhere around 350, 351, because she was turned during the Salem witch trials. Connie, I'll be referring to her as Penny for the duration of the sessions, just to cut down on confusion.
We'll do that too.
Perfect.
Unless I'm referring to Constance for specific thematic reasons.
Dun, dun, dun. Penny is a very petite woman. She's, around like 5'3". She's a little bit curvy. Again, very, very young looking, trying to pass herself off as being in her like early to mid 30s. Picture Ava Longoria a little bit. Just like dark hair, very
picturing it. You guys are picturing it?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm really thinking about it now.
Deep brown eyes, always very nicely dressed. This is a woman who is the picture of composure. She's got a little bit of a 1950s vibe. She loves wearing colors, so she's always in reds and purples. She's very luxurious. For those of you who are familiar with the system, she is a Toreador clan. Mm-hmm. And she's very charming, very lovely, and very non-threatening. So non-threatening, the least threatening threat who has ever non-threated a non-threat.
One might say she could be snapped like a twig by a child.
One might say she's fragile as a Fabergé egg. Ding.
This is not sponsored by Fabergé eggs.
No.
People know about that. That is not a
It's
situation.
sponsored by Swarovski.
Fantastic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, send us
It could be.
anytime
We
you
could
like.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm doing a lot of work right now. Okay?
We'll get there eventually.
I'm drinking fluids.
So that's the physical description.
Yeah,
Do I
that's
need-
wonderful.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's Penny, Constance, Connie. Every one of the names is
Dr. Potts.
Dr.
Penelope.
Penelope. Penelope Cordelia Potts.
Nice. Anyway, so no.
Yeah. Next, someone else. Make me say, make me stop.
I'll head on next. So hi again, my name is Monika. I'm playing a character called Gertrude. She does go by Gertie quite a lot. She passed away around the tender age of like 32, so she looks like she's in her 30s. However, her true age, she is late. She's like 67 years old. She was born in like the late 50s and passed away in the late 80s. So a lot of her style does kind of look more of like an 80ish styles. She is 5'8". She's very stocky and very like built. She has about shoulder length, really like messy brunette hair, and like really dark blue eyes. She comes off pretty threatening. She kind of just like walks around with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, but the people that she cares about, she's very protective over, and she loves them very dearly, even if she might not show it. She kind of shows it with tough love. And so yeah, she really, I can't remember what her name is, but she kind of looks like the one really hot chick from Arcane. What is her name?
Yeah.
Monika.
Yes. Like her, very similar to her. But yeah, she also is a gangrel, so she does have dog-like features. A lot of them, when she kind of, Beast kind of takes over. Very close to like a Doberman kind of style. But she, row indeed. So she does carry around like her style clothes. She obviously wears like biker stuff, like the jeans, the boots. She has her leather jacket. She likes to wear it kind of like she changes between two jackets, either her full length leather jacket, in wintertime and everything, and also her leather vest. And one thing that she usually is seen wearing is a like a bandana kind of looking. So it's like different bandanas, but it's also for the daytime to kind of hide her face or hide her ears if things were to happen, like vice versa. And she does like to sometimes wear shades during the evenings, but tries not to be in the sun, obviously, because we can't really be in the sun.
You wear sunglasses at night so you can do your vampire thing.
Yeah, I like wearing sunglasses.
So you can.
Why not?
So you can.
So I can.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, and
Canadian, come on.
yeah.
Come on.
So essentially, and I'm pretty much a guard dog. I work at the drive and dive, but also like that's my home. And yeah. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gertie.
Ooh,
Thank you.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Once again, I'm Kordell, and I'm playing the kindred Declan Lynch. He is also, throughout his life, gone by Irish Hangman Dex. He is like 6'2", 6'3". He basically looks kind of like if you look at Jensen Ackles, but kind of along the time of like when he played Soldier Boy in The Boys. So he has like the permanent 5 o'clock shadow. He died with it, so it's there with him. And he's a pretty well-built individual. He grew up as a football hooligan when he lived in Ireland, moved to Boston, eventually became a police officer, and now is a private investigator and just trying to be a good dad for his daughter. And yeah, he has literally enough clothes that could fit in one moving box. He wears the same cycle of band t-shirts and like jeans and joggers and stuff over and over, and always wears a nice long green leather duster basically everywhere he goes, which was given to him by his daughter and his late fiance. And he is a Malkavian. So he's, in the nicest way possible, one of the crazy ones. Has a lot of issues and a lot of repressed things. Luckily, he has a pretty good therapist who's trying to help him through it. But yeah, very type of guy who he can definitely handle his own. Not quite the same physical specimen as Gertie, not quite the same mental specimen as Penny, but kind of a good middle ground to try to keep that balance for everyone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gertie's a little dumb. I forgot about to mention that. Street smart, really intelligently dumb. So it's good she's thinking these two are here.
Well, thank you for introducing all of your our vampires. I will let everybody know these vampires are not tied specifically to a particular coterie. They have not assembled a coterie at the moment. They have, however, built their own tenets for this particular chronicle. The chronicle tenets of which we have for yegVMP are as follows. It is a creed of redemption. One that follows these core tenets. With great power comes great responsibility. Don't judge a dog by its breed. Don't judge a book until the end. And to err is to be human. Until our characters are bound deeper in terms of the coterie, in terms of those other shared resources, right now that is the tenets that they will be living upon for this chronicle. They are also not tied to any particular elements of the Vampire Masquerade sects that exist. This is a group of people that don't really know much about the Camarilla or the Anarch movement.
I still don't know.
What's the Sabbat? Nobody knows what any of that means.
I feel like one of us knows and just chooses not to be a part.
Just do your thing.
Don't really
Engagement with it, exactly.
Rolling with the punches.
Exactly. Like, yeah,
these like a lot of punches.
These are members of what are basically like unaligned vampires. They are individuals that within this city do not follow any of the core sects. They are unaligned, unaffiliated,
and that was not planned, actually.
Not at all.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Honestly, it kind of just wanted to do her own thing, I guess.
And currently, they have explored about 4 sessions together where the journeys have mainly been focusing on how Declan's daughter Cass is currently moving from Greenfield into Hillview. The purpose of which is it seems that she is getting to have a position at the Grey Nuns Hospital and is going to be trying to help her father out, who she is aware is a vampire, basically, to help to acquire blood bags. For her father. We also have Penny Potts, who's living in Ambleside, which is like in the south side of Edmonton as well, in a very, very swanky home. Like
very swanky, very haunted.
Very haunted.
Very haunted.
It's scary. And we also, as Gertie had mentioned, at your Drive and Dive, which is a restaurant, and then shop next door, which is a a little mechanic shop that you guys have, and then the clubhouse for your gang, like your motorcycle group, called the Collar, which is fantastic, and it's run by your sire Patty as well. Patty, we love Patty, and we love the members of the Collar as well. Before we dive into our session, because we had our last hand up.
Before we dive into our session, I just want to apologize for the closeness between the name Penny and the name Patty. Again, it was not planned. We didn't do it on purpose.
If it gets mixed up, apologies.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, maybe we should change it." I'm like, "No."
No, it was and it was already changed because originally it was Patty and Patty, and then you went, "Ooh, that's gonna be hard."
Well, I was like, it's Patty, it's like my sire, and she goes, "Ooh," and then I was like, "Oh, I'll change." She's like, "No, it's Patty."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I didn't say anything.
Now you're punished.
I waited until you guys. Yeah. Now you're in trouble.
Yeah. So if it gets a little convoluted, I'm so sorry.
That's so funny.
We'll just say Dr. Potts.
Great thoughts.
Yeah. So here we go. First step for you guys is that we need to make sure that your willpower is all set up. So make sure that you make sure you have you replenish equal to either your composure or your resolve.
Okay,
and while you do that, we're also, as we begin the session, I want to ask you all if any of you have any new desires for your characters to have. Desires for anybody who's interested are short-term goals that people could potentially achieve in this session or maybe have longer on. But does anybody have any changes to their desires?
I think personally, because I already got the other one from Patty. My previous one was for Patty to say good job because I may or not have thrown a motorcycle at someone and got in trouble. Well, a whole bunch of people, but not my fault. So I think her newest desire is essentially because of the situation is to keep my very similar to my one of my convictions is just to keep my home safe and the people in it away from this lunatic, who I think is a lunatic, Leo.
Well, we'll get to him.
Yeah, in a
But you want
minute.
to keep your home safe. Okay.
But yeah, just like keep my home safe. Just make sure that I don't end up accidentally getting a bunch of humans killed or anything, just in general. So it's just a very broad term. Just make sure it stays safe for the most part.
Wonderful.
So.
Anybody else?
Yeah, actually, because of this situation that we're in, I feel like Declan kind of coming into this and coming into last session, the drive and dive, to meet with Gertie. And I think from what they talked about, I think from what Declan himself has kind of come to really realize with Gertie is that he doesn't trust the person out there, but he thinks that he has the possibility and capability of trusting Gertie.
Mm-hmm.
And so his desire is to keep Gertie alive.
Got it?
Yes.
And
So
like
building friendship.
and if he can like try to keep this place safe, knowing there's a lot of like innocence inside the actual restaurant
Sorry,
bar.
I'm gonna let
No,
you
yeah.
I'm gonna let you choose one. Do you keep Gertie alive?
I
protect the
think
restaurant?
I think knowing the little bit that he knows and seeing the way it's drafted, he knows that Gertie's going to be doing everything to keep the actual place safe. And so he looks at it as if he keeps Gertie alive, Gertie will keep the people safe.
Sounds good.
So keep Gertie alive.
Got it. And finally, Dr. Potts.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a short-term goal or desire, but one project that Dr. Potts has been working on is
Yes, continue.
as she has been helping to rehabilitate humans and understanding human psychology. She has started treating kindred patients, Declan being one of them. And so in the secret room of her very haunted and spooky house.
Very swanky haunted house. Yep.
Very
Beautiful.
swanky Hannibal Lecter, a serial killer clearly lives there. She has a big tome of research, and she is trying to essentially like publish a doctoral thesis research paper about whether or not
Psychology.
on kindred psychology.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, and just things like, you know, human psychology works on a basis of like neuroplasticity, etc. But can a dead brain continue that neuroplasticity?
Can you teach a dead dog new tricks?
Can you teach a dead dog new tricks?
I
In
love
this
it.
paper, I will proceed to. So yeah, she's going to be out and about. They in one of the other off-camera sessions, we met another vampire named V.
Played by Lightstone as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Snaps. Snaps for
Snap,
life.
snap, 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 snap.
Snap, snap,
It was
Yeah.
so much fun.
So much.
Yeah.
And she was exposed to like different vampire philosophies, and that sort of triggered an interest in her. And so she is, yes, this is not maybe a single session art, but it's a larger project that folds into the redemption category.
We're about to get into a firefight, and
So
That's why I was giggling.
So-
a whole PhD.
that's amazing because so projects basically work. I really wish I did my arts and crafts now. I will have a project die that basically says that for a year for this project, and we're gonna have it set out of 10. And then for any things in pursuances, when you try to work on this project, it could potentially reduce it.
You want a special 10 die?
Do you have a special D10 right now?
Here, look inside. It's my D&D dice.
Thank you. For right
So-
now, we're just gonna have it represented by this.
Grab a rainbow one. Grab a rainbow.
Let's grab the rainbow one.
Yeah.
For right now, we're just gonna have this special D10 that's set at the 10 marker, just for you to hold on to there.
Excellent.
Right.
That this set of dice
I
puts me down the
project.
least out of all of them. So
With all that,
That's
I
why I
think
said
about
the
a
rainbow
little
one.
bit.
You're welcome.
Giving a little bit of a recap of what you guys have been going through with all this. So yeah, like we said, Cass had been moving into a new place into Hillview, but moving into that place in Hillview, we discovered that there were kindred vampires that were there. It seemed, or there was somebody that was interested, or something. There was a dog that was across the street that had been being fed upon by a vampire. Declan interceded or intervened. The vampire ran away, and you had made sure that the dog was like taken back to a veterinarian clinic. One of the late night ones that Gertie actually runs in this city. There's two of them, and they had been able to get one of them there. Gertie had found out about the dog. And Declan, you had found out about the situation where you had been buying your daughter concert tickets for her birthday with her girlfriend.
Maybe.
Yeah. With her girlfriend. Well, she was the girlfriend at the
Yeah,
moment.
was.
And then she went to a vampire concert.
Don't
and
know.
then-
Don't know if it's anymore.
Well, it's kind of yeah.
Yeah.
You can be mad at her, like she was
Yeah.
enthralled by a vampire, like the
I'm a
concert.
vampire.
It's calm.
I can be mad.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a dad. I can be mad.
If you truly I'm dad, I'm a vampire dad.
Dad, I can be mad.
Truly loved someone, you would
You will have-
overcome,
Yeah.
the mental charm that someone placed on you.
Exactly.
Mad, rad, vampire dad.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt. But yeah.
Who
so-
truly supports Glad?
Not
Making it very
sponsored, but
hard
maybe.
for me to start the session. So you guys all in your own ways had gone to this concert for different reasons. Gertie was kind of like spying on, they were trying to connect and understand the different vampires because Patty had requested like update me in terms of the city. I need to know more information about vampires that are here, and you guys had connected with them. You guys had gone to Red Deer to go see this concert, and then basically V had done this big sunshine extravaganza, literally burning himself on stage and surviving. Well, Gertie was in the audience and got some of that sunlight and was not ready for it, and went into an actual terror frenzy in that moment.
It's not happy about it.
So,
Yeah.
And so but you were with one of your gang members, Price, who had kind of like helped settle you in.
My baby boy brother.
You guys had basically been then escorted and invited to go to V's like kind of behind the stage kind of show that was happening at a different club by his like entourage of mages, and you had all convened where you met two kindred that let's just say the situation didn't really go well for them. One named Austin and one named Miles. Miles was the individual you recognized that fed on the dog. He went into a frenzy after getting a UV light shot into his eye and then ran out, and then you had clouded the mind of Austin. These two had fled or gotten out, and Austin just kind of was like dazed and went out. And what had happened that you guys didn't see was that Miles was actually skinned alive by these mages. And then, but you guys didn't know that. They were carried off, and Austin was just completely phased out.
Party.
You all then went back to Edmonton with Cass, who wasn't there with her girlfriend at the time, just because, she kind of stayed with the vampire crew. You guys had all kind of reconvened your own processes. You were taking care of this young boy named Tanner, who is the adopted son of your very good friend, Colin Baines.
Yeah.
Who's a published author in terms of also the work of psychoanalyst and work.
You know, when you fall in love with a guy, but you can't be together because he's like a good guy human and you're like a 350-year-old vampire with a lot of baggage.
Hey,
So,
we
you
know your boyfriend doesn't have that problem because he's
No,
a
he
good
doesn't.
boyfriend.
Good boyfriend.
Anyway.
Twilight problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine problem.
Grilled cheese, son.
Hey,
And so
You
but
gotta
yeah.
get a breaking dawn.
And you have all kind of been working some downtime. You, Declan, were looking into the process of trying to ward your daughter's home, and Gertie, you were trying to rebuild your motorcycle after throwing it at a motorcycle gang.
Dude's head.
You were trying to build some stuff up, and you
Not my
had
fault. They ran me off the road.
You had received some love from Patty, who had basically said, "I am proud of you for all the stuff that you've been doing, and I want you to know that." This night that we are currently coming into, we are at the drive and dive where you and Declan have met to just kind of hang out. Gertie, you're drunk right now off of like some blood-infused liquor, and Declan, you gotta have a conversation. When entering inside of the drive and dive, there was a man who does not fit this picture. With two heavies behind him, there was a man by the name of Leo that stepped in. Kind of thick black hair, leather gloves on hand, kind of like a faded mustache, kind of looking goatee kind of look. As he sat at the bar and was kind of giving the bartender a little bit of a hard time, Gertie, you began to make your approach. Declan, you hid from a distance, cloaking yourself in shadow. And this man named Leo had said to Gertie to come outside and speak with him. Or at least wanted to have a conversation, but you said we're going to have this conversation outside. But you had given some signals off to members of your gang that are in here to help and get somebody else that can, provide some support.
A very important man that we don't see eye to eye. But I definitely Would like his backup when I'm not drunk.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, we are coming currently to that moment here. I think I'm just gonna get a little bit of cough medicine just quickly for myself. Just a
Do
quick
it.
little spoonful.
Yes. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down.
Just a spoonful. Son.
The medicine makes the role playing go better. Anyway, so
My
swear to God, if this gets copyrighted because of that, I'm gonna be so mad. Anyway,
bad. My bad.
Whoops.
I try not to, but there's so
So,
many good memes and
really-
songs.
of course there are. There are really sleek, polished black shoes scraping across the gravel as it goes out into the parking lot, followed by another double set of footsteps of these heavy, like bodyguards that Leo has, and walking behind them is Gertie at this moment, kind of walking, kind of like you're in a diamond-shaped pattern, beginning to make your way, and you can see that there's a very sleek limousine in the parking lot that does not belong in this truck stop. It's like, okay, but yeah, it's parked up right up front. Declan, you are watching from a distance. I will say from your spot, I need you to make a resolve and awareness check.
Okay.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Resolve.
Are we gonna mention the fact that I have met Leo once by like a brief circumstance?
Yeah. At Hillview, yeah.
Yeah.
You had met this guy in a casual thing where he had literally tried following you and kind of like
He tried to like, you know, compel me, but I have a good
you resisted.
Yeah, I resisted. And that's apparently now he's
3 successes.
Okay. I'm gonna say in terms of the distance and what they're at, you would be able to clock one of the 3 people here, really. From where you are at, you can clock Gertie, you can clock Leo, or you can clock the 2 guards. Like having full focus on them.
Yeah, I actually wanted to know because I have an idea of possibly getting a little bit closer.
Mhm.
I want to look back for the server that was there and just quickly like flag her down again and just
This is a server's Effie. Yeah.
yes, Effie, and I'm just gonna be right. So listen,
Hi.
Effie, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a large plastic water bottle?
She's looking at you with just like a genuine love and affection, like towards your eyes, and she's like, "I'll get you whatever you want."
All right, if you've got like a liter plastic water bottle, that would be wonderful. And if you get that as quick as you can, I'm gonna keep an eye on your friend Gertie real quick. All right, I don't trust the guy up there.
No. Okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And yeah, I think until Effie gets back with the water bottle, I think I'm going to focus on
sure, buddy?
Leo.
We're good.
But yeah, I'm gonna focus on Leo
Okay, you're
for
focused on Leo.
until Effie gets back with the water bottle for my plan to go into motion.
Sounds good. So you're gonna wait for a plastic water bottle.
Yeah.
And then be able to do that. And if you do begin to move up closer, oh, I love you so much. Oh.
It actually it's really good.
Man.
I'm gonna grab 2.
Not sponsored.
Not spawned.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but very appreciated. I love you guys.
I like how it was a giant bag. Like she pulled us Costco size bag.
I was sick 2 weeks ago.
Oh. You guys are awesome. All right, so you're waiting for Effie to get you a plastic water bottle. If you're going to be moving, because Cloak of Shadows works if you don't do anything, but you're just kind of watching.
I'm also not in Cloak of Shadows
Yeah.
anymore because I'm at the door looking through the window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So-
well, you're looking at the window, not by the door, but you're looking at the side
Mhm.
of one of the windows there. You like kind of close the
Mhm.
actual thing. So you're looking in your clock and you can see Leo clearly. If you want to make any approach or outside of the building, it will involve a stealth check. I'll just let you know that.
Mhm.
Leo pulls you over to the limousine and like moving here with you. Doesn't pull you, he just walks with you here. And there's a moment where he just pauses. You can look at him and, you know, he came in with a lot of like confident energy before when he was sitting down, like not showing much, but now you can kind of see him and he's very like in his really well-tailored tight suit. He's looking and like kind of wearing this like outdoor like very, very expensive looking like ball jacket. He's standing out here and he turns to you with a look that is just very like needling, trying to get kind of a work in on you at this moment to try to press. He is going to introduce something to you, but you were about to engage in social combat with him. Just letting you know.
Cool. Can I walk over to the front of the limo, like to the side, but the front? I'm not standing near trunks. I'm not standing near doors. I'm not getting shoved in this vehicle. Thank you very much.
You know what?
I got street smarts, bro. I don't, but I'm like, I know that for a fact. I'm not getting in a vehicle by accident.
You sit up and lean up right onto the actual hood of the limousine.
Yeah, but on the side, I don't want them running me over either.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. And he looks and says, "So, hello. It's Gertie. Yes?
Yeah, what you want?
Well, I wanted to ask you a question, maybe a few. It's funny. I don't know why it is that you have such a very distinct look for, like, just it's imprinted into my mind. I remember you so well.
You're saying I'm ugly or something?
No. Far from it, my dear. Far from it.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting because, like, I've met quite a few people, quite a few unique, special humans. I have to say, the first time I met you back in Killview, it was very interesting because I thought I had met a very exceptional mortal that night. Very exceptional one. I was so confused as to how it was that there was someone who could possibly just resist my advances. And then I started going through my mind like, there's no way that a mortal could be that skilled in the way of just could that be that strong-willed. So I have to say I'm very impressed when I first met you.
Thanks.
But for some reason I had a very sad feeling as well that I wasn't going to see you again.
Would have been a very happy one for me.
And I was pleasantly surprised when I had seen some footage from a very spectacular showcase. And it's something that very few people could pay attention to, but when I'm watching anything of those natures of, well, let's not beat around the bush with it, fellow kindred individuals, especially for the very flamboyant ones. And I saw something in the background that looked like an individual jumping over an entire auditorium of people.
I think you might need to get your eyes checked out.
Why is that?
I don't know what you're talking about, so clearly you're seeing something that's not there. You might need actually a psych ward.
I need you to start on the first roll for this combat. I need you to make a subterfuge and I'm going to say manipulation adding to this roll. He's going to make a wits and awareness check.
My hunger's still at 2. And I only have 2 dice. Lord, somebody save me. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
He's got that. Time.
That is just as, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you beat 3?
No. I only
Okay.
had 2 dice.
How many did you get?
1. Uno.
You're gonna suffer 2 points of willpower, superficial willpower damage.
Of course.
As he looks and says, no, my dear, you were there. And I can tell because the fear in your eyes as I bring this up is the same fear I had when I watched what I had seen. A horrifying display by some creature that I feel believes themselves to be beyond the very boundaries in which we hold ourselves to. The idea that someone could put on a full display of a light show, of sunlight, pure sunlight, to immolate themselves and resist it, believing them to be some kind of great seeker of dawn, to be believing that they were the light in terms of our own dark shadows. That terrified me. And the very fact that my friend, well, my acquaintance and one of my very loyal workers, could believe that this individual was to be trusted and whose influence I would want into my practice very much bothered me as well. I assume you had met my acquaintance, Miles?
I will say, potentially, I really didn't give a crap who was kind of in the room at the time. All I know is that I may or may not have known a man named Miles, potentially. I don't know. I'm just swaying, by the way. At this point. Like,
Just kind of swaying yourself on top of the hood at this moment.
yeah, just a little bit. Just there's like a song playing in my head at this point too. I'm just kind of like.
I think it's going to be very important for you not to lie to me at any point during this.
And why would that be?
Maybe it's something that we'll get to in a moment, but I have to say that after that display, Miles was very upsetting to me. His display, his trust in this person, or his interest in general. After that, I kind of wrote them off myself. But I still went back to that person that leaped across an auditorium full of people to get out of such a terrifying situation. And when Miles didn't return, I found it equally interesting. I was surprised as to that entire experience. And another individual who works for me couldn't remember anything. Couldn't tell me anything that happened.
And this concerns me. Why?
The reason I'm bringing this up is because I want you to understand why I'm here in the first place.
Oh.
I'm here because I recognized you from before, and I started doing a little bit of digging because I think it's very important to actually get to know people that interest you. And so when I started to actually do some research, I started finding out, wait a minute, this person, they're not just anybody. I mean, I'd seen you before riding the motorcycle, but I was like, okay, well, anybody can do whatever they want. It's not my personal preferred mode of transportation. But then I started thinking, you had a very distinct jacket with you as well. So I started asking some people about that. I started looking more into it, and then I found out that it's no coincidence whatsoever that you are connected to a very, very notorious gang here in the city. And notorious is very true.
Congratulations, I guess, for finding me. Didn't realize I was so, desirable. I don't know. Like, you obviously need me here for something with this, I'm guessing, from what you said, this Miles guy. I think. I don't know, man. I was just here having a couple of drinks. You just showed up, barely even met you, talking about this Miles character. I have no idea exactly why you're here, unless it's about, I guess, Miles and maybe a little bit of sunlight.
Would you like to know exactly why I'm here?
Yes, it would actually be great. But yeah, get to the point.
I think, from what I have seen, from what I have felt, you could be a very exceptional individual.
For who?
For myself.
Yeah, not happening.
No?
No. Are we done here?
There's a moment when you say that, and I will say, Declan, with your notes, you're noticing coming up around the corner, you can see 3 figures and a couple of dogs being able to come up as well. In this instant, he looks at you and he says, Are you sure you don't want to hear what I have to say and what I have to potentially propose to you? He kind of leans up beside the limousine, like near the driver's side window, as one of the guys, the other guards gets closer too.
I'll listen to it.
He pulls out a sleek black card. It's kind of like the embedded glossy like letters on one side of it. He passes it to you, slides it over across the hood, and waits for you to take it.
Just kind of look at him. Pick it up. Kind of like.
Yeah, as you look at it, one side of it is completely blank. On the other side of it is a phone number and an address, like a street address.
I just like, this all yours?
That is a invitation. Should you wish to take up the invitation, you will go to the address, and you will call that number. And then you and I will be able to have a meeting and a conversation in front of some very important people about some very important business.
See, if I don't know what it's exactly about, I'm not fucking going.
Okay.
I need to at least get some concept of like what it is about before I even fucking enter something like that. Do you think I'm fucking dumb?
No, I don't think you're dumb.
Mm.
Have you ever heard of Elysium?
Who?
Elysium 30. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Well, then I think you need to spend less time asking me about what it is that I need you to tell. You need to tell you. And you should just do some research. Once you find out what that is, then I think we can have a very good conversation.
In front of a whole bunch of people.
Do you prefer it this way?
It's better that it was one-on-one instead of a possible ambush.
You begin to see, as it's come up, you hear like the sound of a dog barking. Specifically, you hear there is a King Corso who's barking right now, and you see Jack and Jill. You see Jack, the King Corso, and then you see the German Shepherd, Jill, like two guard dogs coming in. Right beside, as you can see, standing, there are 3 individuals here. You see Cooper standing up kind of in the back, holding a tire iron in his arms. You see a greasy, like kind of oiled up hands. He's kind of wiping them off with a white towel. You see Dole standing massively, kind of like in a tank top, showing off his broad physique, just like up and as like kind of the street lights kind of like absorb into his skin, kind of as he's watching. And then you see standing between them Lux, with his kind of like long, scraggly gray hair, and he's wearing his like
Zaddy.
Zaddy.
My granddaddy. Granddaddy looks.
He looks 50, and he's just like looking, and like he's wearing his like full on motorcycle gear, but you also see that in his hand he's just got a revolver out, like he's just like presenting it up onto his side, and he's just like, does anybody mind telling me exactly what's going on here?
This guy wanted to chat with me about something.
This guy got a name, and he kind of makes his way up. The 2 guards kind of get in between. Leo looks at him between the guards, and he just says, "My name is Leonidas, friend. What's your name?" "My name is going to be printed on your fucking head if you don't get out of this goddamn parking lot. You understand? If you don't have a car to repair, then get the fuck out. If you're not going to order something to eat, then get the fuck out." Except for the 2 boys. It goes for you too, Slim Jim. And then he just like kind of like stares down at him where they're wearing their glasses. What Leo says to you is, he looks and he says, you need to know exactly what it is that this is about. How about this? When you're ready to call the number and go to this address, I will promise you I'll give you a check.
Check? Like of money? You think money is going to convince me to possibly get jumped to take the danger?
I don't think it's going to convince you to not get jumped. I think it's going to help repair things.
Repair what?
He snaps his fingers, and the 2 guys turn around, and they begin to walk to the limousine.
You're a fucking oddball. You know that?
Doors opened for him as the two individual figures go inside. Leonidas looks at you, smiles, closes the door.
I just get off the vehicle because I'm not that stupid.
Yeah. The engine starts up and the limo begins to drive. And you see Lux kind of like follows it for a little bit. And there's actually a moment where Cooper walks up, pulls out a flask just to kind of drink something. Lux takes the flask and chucks it. Hell yeah. He chucks the flask and it just like dents in on the back of the mirror. And again, it gets like a swerve kind of happens, and then the flask like falls out and drops down to the side of the road. Cooper's like, Lux, what the fuck, man? And just like runs over to get it. Lux doesn't like, look at him, he just kind of doesn't even look at you, just talks and he says, "You tell him anything?"
Told him fucking jack shit. Well, apparently he recognized me from that thing, that fucking concert. Apparently he's looking for that Miles guy or whatever. The one that fucking left the room. He knows I was there, that's all he knows. He's looking for Miles and sunlight, and I don't fucking know. I'm too fucking drunk, man, to deal with this shit.
I get inside then. Unless you got anything else better to do for the night. Who's that guy you're fucking talking to in the restaurant, huh? Who's that?
I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
We're gonna talk about it right now. Come on, we're gonna go inside the clubhouse. Let's go.
So you're following him, being like, he's one of the guys that Patty wants me to follow and get to know and befriend and shit, and he's got
Stop mumbling. We're gonna talk about it in the clubhouse.
he got information. Patty
See
wants
Jack kind of comes up to you.
I just pat his head. Like, good boy.
Jill follows up behind Lux. Dole just says, "Try to hold your ground, kid. You all right?"
Yeah, for the most part. I'm sorry, I kind of fucked up by being fucked up, but thanks for showing up. And I kind of like pat him on the shoulder.
Good. Feel yourself a little rattled. Just speaking to Leo as you hold the card in your hands. You put it away. Declan, you see she begins to walk away. Seems like she's safe. She's with everybody else at this moment.
All right. I think I'll go and find Effie, who I'm assuming is looking for a leader model.
So I didn't find anything, but she shows you like a small little one of those little like 250 milliliter ones.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Should I actually just get? Do you guys have coffee here?
Oh yeah.
Could I just get a cup of coffee? I'm gonna sit, and can you either send word? I saw that Gertie was heading to a different spot. If you could just get word to her that I'll just wait here for her until when she's ready.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and I'll go sit back at the booth. And I think I'm gonna pull out all of Gertie's napkins and start looking over all of her napkin notes and just try to see if I can glean anything new off of them, if I can like learn anything while I'm waiting for her to
Sounds good. Make a blush of life check first of all, as you're gonna be.
Oh, I'm not drinking it.
You're not gonna drink coffee.
No, I was paying attention, and I feel like I could have like made the thing of like, oh, they don't like when people don't buy stuff here, so I'm buying the cup just to have it there.
Okay.
So that I'm still being a patron while waiting for Gertie.
Sure, yeah. Just go ahead. I mean, you were with Gertie when you were making the notes for yourself too, right? Like those. What were the notes exactly for you?
They're just notes on like this Leo character and just everything in general, from like the stuff that I've like kind of discovered that I know he's kind of like also been a part of.
Sure.
And so I give him notes.
You know how to read chicken scratch. You know how to handle it. So I mean, you can auto succeed on this if you would even want to, just to kind of like understand.
I think while I'm waiting for her, I'm gonna pull out like a little, like I probably have like just a little like pad of paper, and I'm gonna bring it out, and I'm gonna basically like translate the chicken scratch to like normal notes for myself, and also for the future if Gertie looks back and goes, what was I saying here, just to try to like get it all coherent and figure it out while I'm waiting for her to return.
You got it. You do feel that your phone begins to buzz. Like it starts to actually ring. Like, what was the ringtone that you have on your thing? Is it like
it is 100% always silent, only vibrate.
Okay, so it's just like
yeah.
So you're feeling an incoming call.
Take it out.
Yeah.
And it'll be out answered.
Sure.
Hello?
You feel yourself connect. I will say you will have to do Blush of Life to be able to do the slide action for your phone in order to do that, because it's usually a heat thing trace on it for yourself.
Yeah, or yes, yeah, because
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, cool. So that's just
Just a D10, and you just need a 6 or higher to not get an extra 100.
that is a 10.
Okay, you're good. So yeah, you activate it. You get blood into your thumb as you slide open the phone as you begin to answer it. You hear on the side, yeah, and this is on your business line.
Yeah. Hello, Irish Investigations. How can I help you?
You hear the sound of a older man on the phone, and he says, hello, is this I was told that you would be an individual I could contact for a personal private assistance.
Yes, I'm a private investigator.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, I was given your contact information. A friend of mine. I'm in the process currently for looking for my son, and concerned that he's left home, and I'm just wondering if I could get some help on this.
Roughly how long ago did you notice that he was missing?
I'd appreciate not to talk about it here. A few days. Listen, is there a day I could? Is there somewhere I can meet you? Is there a time that I can meet?
If it's been a few days, I could definitely. I'm currently on a job right now, but I could definitely meet with you tomorrow night, tomorrow evening earlier.
My work schedule kind of conflicts with that. Can I meet you at noon tomorrow?
You can come to my office. Is this a cellular phone?
This is, yes.
All right, I will send you a text of the address. If you do not have one of my cards, you just got my contact info from a friend. I will text you the address to meet at, and we can meet, around noon. Have a quick talk about that.
Okay. Wonderful. And my name is Arnold.
All right.
Yeah. Arnold Martin. Thank you. And he hangs up.
All right. I don't know how long it's going to take me to copy her chicken scratch.
Yeah.
But if there's time after, I am going to basically write a note for myself as well, that just like as soon as I get back home to do as much research on Arnold Martin as I possibly can.
Okay.
Sure. Basically trying to figure out for myself, was this he's worried about his son and therefore nervous, or is this someone trying to use a story to get to me and using like a fake name and being able to try to figure out basically everything I can to try to go through and be like, okay, is this an actual person? Do I need to be armed and ready when he shows up, or is this just a straight up business meeting?
Sure. It will basically take you to write up the full chicken scratch by the time the coffee is cold when it comes to you. The one thing I will say is that when you get it, you do notice that there's like a napkin underneath the coffee. It's like Effie gives it to you and she walks off.
All right. I'm a little nervous because I feel like either it's an actual important message, or how old was Effie?
Effie's like early 20s.
Yeah, or it's this like basically girl younger than my daughter trying to give me her number, which has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
At different areas, and I'm just like,
it just happens, you know.
I'm gonna wait until she's not looking anywhere in my direction, like when she's actually doing her job, and do a quick peek. And if it looks like a phone number, I'm just gonna pretend like didn't need to worry about a napkin. I'm a very clean person.
This is gonna be a moment. This is gonna be a moment where I need you to time this out. It's gonna be a wits, and I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll say wits and awareness.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, wits and etiquette.
Wits and etiquette.
Etiquette roll on this one. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's the exact same number, so we're all fine. That is just 3 successes because I got a critical, but it's by itself.
That's really fine.
So
Effie is anytime she gets a chance when she's not working at one of the tables, is turning her head to kind of look in your direction to kind of see if she catches a glance. But you coolly be able to do it so that you're not able to look in her direction. There's a moment when she has to do her job at one point.
Yeah.
And then you are able to flip, and it is her number.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave it under the the cup and just be like, sometimes people don't need napkins.
You transfer the notes on your paper and your pad, and you are able to leave if you want to.
Now I'm waiting for Gertie.
You're gonna wait for Gertie?
Oh yeah. We had a meeting. We're not done our meeting. It got interrupted.
Sounds good. Because of that, we're gonna cut over to you because it is like the early evening at this point. For yourself, you have committed yourself to a very interesting project. Is there anything else that you're just currently doing in this moment of the night? Like when we were seeing you here early evening, you just come off of work. What is it that you're doing for yourself at the moment?
So I think Penny has just gotten home. As we established in previous sessions, her home is warded by relics that she, got from some thin blood alchemists. They keep
brass star or like kind of like inscribed discs that are placed in different key parts of your home.
Yes, so they're to the human observer, they would just look like weird modern art hanging on the walls, but it's kind of like and it like balances out. So she comes home, and the same way you would like disarm a security system, she like absent-mindedly like turns the like object on the wall, and she like kicks off her heels, immediately becomes 3 inches shorter. They were just like bright like red strappy pumps. She kicks them off and wanders over to like an antique sort of record player, moves the needle onto the dial, classical music starts to play, fills the house. She wanders into the kitchen and she pours herself a glass of wine, but she just sort of holds it. She doesn't.
It's for the
sip
aesthetic.
it. It's for the aesthetic. She's got
You want
like
to make the vibes right.
you just want to make the vibes like, and she sort of is just in a moment of like, I could picture myself being human again. Of like, if I were human again, this would be a nice life. If I ignore the part of myself that is the beast. If I ignore part of my reality. And she just like has a little moment of like gratitude for like the things that are nice. Like she's very like just grateful that like everything went well with Tanner. She took her like best friend's 14-year-old adopted son to a vampire concert, and nothing bad happened to him.
That's a win.
And he totally bought the story about the flash paper. He watched an artist set himself on fire on stage in a live performance and had questions about why is that man not hurt because he was on fire? Flash paper. It's great. You can Google it. And she just like, she does genuinely try to take a moment of like gratitude of like, the relationship with Colin is not like what she truly desires it could be, but she's like, I'm grateful I have a good friend. I'm grateful for Tanner's safety. And she just like takes a moment and really like just settles in to the like, life isn't all bad. Undeath isn't all bad. It's not. It's not. Yeah.
Great. As you are in that space for yourself, inhabiting like the skin of life kind of thing. The tone in which you wish to kind of like open up for yourself in the evening, that book, as you kind of look through, like just kind of the initial aesthetic of it, this is like an actual acquired tome. Unlike the other books that you have in terms of the research papers that you have, each of them kind of talks about different subject matters and kind of general topics, but there's like a book that you have for yourself that is very much tied to occult researching
Mhm.
that is tied to the makeup of other vampires. It's not a religious text. It is very much a structure of like kind of the it's kind of like this like pendulum anatomy, like kind of like the book of like how to survive the zombie apocalypse kind of book,
Mhm.
except it's from the perspective of vampires throughout lineages in different languages
Mm.
that is tied to it for multiple different like perspectives and stuff like that. It's almost like it's not the book of Nod, which is kind of a full religious text. It is a book that is actually tied to the growing anatomy of different vampires. Do you have any other languages that you speak aside from just English?
No, not officially.
Okay, so for this particular book, being able to like get like many processes just to kind of unpack this kind of stuff and also tying it with your own knowledge. This
Mhm.
is going to be, I believe, it's going to be like working with like academics
Okay.
for you to kind of like look through it.
Okay.
Um, and it's also going to be your general intelligence.
Okay. I have a specialty in history for academics. Would that help me out at all?
Yes, it will. That will be able to add and die because you can like even if you don't understand language, there are like some like kind of like those like sketch draw pictures and everything for you to be able to get that kind of working. And while you were rolling that, I will let you know that this is kind of like giving you your base, like kind of beginning your thesis statement of what the book will be about that you want to construct.
Perfect. Okay, so I have 2 2s. I've got a 10, a 7, an 8, and a 7 on my hunger die, so 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you are looking at this idea and that kind of main central statement of can you teach a dead dog new tricks?
Mm-hmm.
This book that you have for yourself is a this hefty tome. You begin to search through it, and the pieces you begin to look at is a lot of like the old vampire cultures and
Mhm.
people that are like maybe even like identifying different peoples and clans that maybe be like long gone or long past or ones that you have not really seen. You see certain groups like the Ravnos. You see like features of the Zemiche. Like you see like these old ancient vampire kind of like features of vampires that literally could shape their bodies into horrifying like multi-feet abominations, like being able to encapsulate themselves in horror and mysteries. All this stuff kind of begins to open yourself up for kind of just like a base understanding of where these things have come from.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing about yourself is that your mind being like, even though it is dead, you have opened yourself up to this kind of constant stream of trying to remember it. Books like this are what can recall your mind without the idea of you having to go in through what is like the actual like memory or memoriam process. That's why you keep these books on hand so that you don't have to open yourself up to like I have to relive histories of my own life in order to like remember this stuff.
Right.
So you start putting that pieces together, and what you see is that new like old age vampires began to develop when their rituals or practices began to become, let's say, like out of date, or when blood dilution began to like occur, because vampires used to be at high levels of power, especially during the Dark Ages. But during the modern age, that blood dilution has happened quite a bit. Not just because of generational things, where it's like when you're reaching like 14th or 16th, even like those vampires like have no potential blood potency. But so long as a vampire is not a thin blood, they have the potential to still open themselves up to great powers, so long as those powers are able to be committed to. What you begin to get on this first semblance of the 4 is you understand that if a vampire is still committed to embracing their blood, to embracing their own ability to create and grow, and embracing that side of themselves that opens them up to like the predator that they are, they can still continuously grow in their own powers and prospects, similar to the same way you can.
Okay. Okay. She takes this information and so by this point she's gone up to her like secret office behind the like hidden bookshelf and sealed herself in. She compares this information to what she recorded for herself about V's speech and his approach to things. And she wonders if this is kind of the same thing as he was talking about.
Actually, like your concept about like the idea of walking in and embracing the light and being able to like take that on for yourself. And then as opposed to like what you were understanding about vampires' blood potency and growing that. There's going to be an occult check in intelligence.
Okay, cool. I have 1 in occult. That's great. Okay. Okay, so I got 1 success, 9, and then my other die, I got a 1, a 4, and a 5, and the 5 is my hunger die.
Okay. Do you want to use willpower to re-roll the other 2, or are you going to stick with just 1 success?
Yeah, I'm going to use willpower to re-roll the other 2.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So that's 2 willpower?
It's 1 willpower to roll up to 3 dice that are not hunger dice.
Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. I got a 10 and a 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that is 2 successes as opposed to 1.
Okay.
You look, and this is a tricky thing. You don't necessarily know if the correlation between what the understanding of what V had shared and what is tying into this. The one thing you do get is what he was kind of demonstrating in that moment was more of a sign of a pure humanity.
Okay.
The idea of pushing one's humanity to as far of a scale to where sunlight could theoretically no longer afflict you, but also a side of which where expressing your monster would essentially dilute your humanity more, because it's like if you are engaging in more of these predatory behaviors, then you wouldn't be able to excel in your humanity. On a 2 success, I think that you get that kind of like baseline thing that in order for one to be able to embrace that lifestyle, they would probably have to outcast or minimize their predator behavior.
Right.
And it's not necessarily their feeding, but their behavior.
Okay.
That's kind of what you get on a 2 success. Like greater humanity means abandoning a lot more of your predatory attitudes.
Okay. Whereas the tome is more saying that if you embrace the power and the blood potency, and if you open yourself up to the beast side,
you're getting more about the idea of like it begins to express like more of the power of vampires.
Okay.
What V was talking about was the idea of like sunlight, like this idea of becoming more light in shadow, like encapsulating both these different concepts. That's a newer age kind of thinking process than what your tome kind of goes through. Your tome, I would say, with what you have, you haven't like you're spending hours kind of leafing through it as a baseline for things.
Yeah.
To dedicate a lot more time to the study of that. You could probably pick that up at another time to look at it.
Cool.
What I will also say, though, is that for your project, this is going to dilute it down from a 10 to a 9. Woo! So you already lowered your project by 1. So yeah.
Hooray!
When that gets to when you clear the 1 part, so when you get to like a full clearance, you will have been able to successfully done your project.
Hooray! Yeah. Excellent. And I think Dr. Potts is feeling very hopeful with all of this information, because she's kind of like, okay, it may not be the same thing as like neuroplasticity and like brain rewiring, but there clearly are avenues for vampires to like gain more control of themselves and of their behavior. And there are ways for vampires to like change.
Absolutely.
Yes. So she's very excited and very hopeful. Always hold on.
At that moment, you also begin to get a phone call this very moment in the evening. And it's late.
What's your ringtone?
I don't want to hear it.
Remember, no copyright.
I don't know if it's public domain. I want to say Toccata and Fugue.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, you just get that and it's like your ringtone for yourself or your phone. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
You can get that, and then you do have the electronic phone as well for yourself. Yeah. You see Colin's trying to call you right now. And it's late for him. Like he's burned the midnight oil kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, if it's Colin, she immediately answers.
Sure.
It.
Blush of life for yourself as you swipe that thing across.
Perfect. 6.
You're good. Hunger does not increase. On this phone call, you hear Colin say, "Hey, Patty, Penny, I just wanted to say, you sons of bitches.
That's one.
That's one. There should be a counter.
Yeah.
Yes. We have
The patty counter.
the patty counter. Yeah.
The PvP counter? Yeah, exactly. Penny, hey, I just wanted to
Paddywhack.
give you a call and let you know that Tanner's talking nonstop about just like how great of a time he had with you over the weekend.
Oh, that's wonderful. I will admit, while we were at the show, I was worried it might come across as a little bit violent, but I mean, he seems to handle it. Oh, there were just lots of special effects and things
I
like
see.
that. You know, it
Okay.
it was more of a
Like an
more of a-
AC/DC concert.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what? I've seen that blow up doll that they have like sometimes, like when they were doing their whole like tours and everything, and
Oh my
that
God.
was a lot.
And AC/DC, like Gene Simmons pyrotechnics, you know how it is. So I hope it
Well,
was.
Gene Simmons wasn't with AC/DC. Like,
No, that was
that's
a
come on,
That's
like,
a
come on. That's Angus Young.
yes.
Penny, come on, you
Yeah.
know this.
No, absolutely. I just make it similar.
I know exactly what
bands
you mean. I
and
know what you mean.
Category of music.
Yeah, of course, of course. Did you actually see the Kiss concert? Because like I went there before. It was wonderful.
Oh no, I have seen recordings.
Okay,
Um,
great.
no, but that's wonderful to hear. It's a little late for you to be calling. Is there anything else?
I just wanted to let you know. Tanner's really happy. We'll probably set you up with watching over him sometime again soon. I'm gonna be heading out of town with Riva here in a couple weeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
Riva, your wife. Your wife, Riva, who's your wife? Who you're married to.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes, I thought she was you said she was working.
She is. No, yeah, but like things are going actually really well. She's been actually like networking with a few individuals, and she's been talking about how they've invited her actually to Seattle.
Oh wow.
They're gonna be having an actual
Seattle.
conference, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to her and you, and I'm glad to hear that Tanner had a fun time. Is he more chipper overall? I know he was
I mean, he's never gonna say chipper, but you know what? I can see that there's a certain pep in his step. Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fun.
Fantastic.
It's really good. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah. So if you're interested in a couple weeks, maybe being able to watch over him again, that'd be great.
Of course, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Yeah. Are you working on any new projects for yourself?
Oh, I'm actually doing a research paper at the moment. It's comparison of different approaches to growth and neuroplasticity and how that compares when you factor in spiritual beliefs and the impact that belief in a higher power affects cognition and perception. She's like fidgeting in
Yeah.
real life. She's
Yeah.
sort of like she's got a little USB and she's sort of like spinning it around. And she's just exactly like this. She's just kind of like rambling where she's like almost telling the truth, but not quite.
Right. He like is your like kind of engaging with that. He's like, okay, so you like the idea of like if someone's like practices of faith and everything in terms of tying in with like their mental behaviors. Is that what you're talking about, or is it?
Yes, it's based in history. Actually, before the fields of psychology and science, neurobiology, before it's not as though human beings haven't been able to, reform their character and reform their choices, before the advent of the field of psychology. So it's more of a historical treatise as well. It's psychology through the historical lens of, what were the modes and methods and institutions that individuals might seek out if they were looking for redemption, atonement.
Is this a particular project you're getting paid for? This sounds like a lot of work that you're like going into.
Well, I thought it might be of interest for the psychiatric journal.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I might submit it for peer review. It's just I've seen an interesting trend with my patients.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just something I was more interested in myself. I mean, I know there is the baseline research about, people,
How's Roger doing, by the way?
oh, so good. He went to see Indiana Jones the other day with a couple of his friends. And
wonderful.
yes, it's fantastic. I was worried that he might find, some of the gunshots triggering, but he seems to have made it through all right, and he was really good at delineating the reality from the fantasy. He's doing wonderful. I am
That's wonderful.
so proud of him.
That's great. It's great to hear. Like, I can tell that you're really happy about that. That's great. Wonderful. Well, listen, I have to let you. I have to let you go right now. I have to go see something. I'm hearing something coming around right now from Tanner's room. I just gotta make sure he's actually going to sleep.
Of course. Of course.
Well, keep me informed if you need any assistance with the paper before I get going. I'd love to find out more about what it is your patients are informing you on.
Of course. Absolutely. That'd be wonderful.
All right. I'll see you again soon.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
He hangs up.
After he hangs up.
Yeah, the gets out and he's like hangs up.
You know the song "Lips of an Angel" by Hinder?
Yes.
That's 100% all I could think.
Love
of.
that.
That's all I could think of. They're literally like, "Why are you calling me so late?" Like, she's in the next room. Your wife, the woman that you married, who is your wife.
Who you have several children with.
Yeah, exactly.
I also picture Tanner in his bedroom with Flash baby like, honey, do it.
Is it Tanner? No.
Tanner, stop there.
Before he hangs up, he's just like, hey, what the hell?
Tanner, is that fire?
And she still goes,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you hang up the phone.
And she sort of like takes a moment. She's like, oh.
Yeah. You get yourself kind of put back together, and you kind of like doing the thing of just like I'm getting all of my things back.
Yes,
You see your list of patients coming in. Roger's gonna be coming in tomorrow morning, so you'll be talking to him. So you get all that. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Fantastic.
You're set. You relax and you begin to just go in with the rest of that day of imagining a life that you could maybe have in that life skin.
I love the life skin.
What's better than life skin?
What's better than life?
I'll tell you, Paul's candy. No.
Vampires are kind of like pudding.
Yeah.
If they're around long enough, they get a life skin.
Anyway, we go back to the drive and dive right now at this moment, where Gertie, you know that Declan's coming back, is waiting for you in the restaurant at this moment, but you are also in the clubhouse. And Lux is standing in the clubhouse.
Where's Patty?
Patty's
leaning for it. Where's Patty?
Patty's not here right now.
Do I know where she is?
Patty is probably dealing with one of several different situations with her. Do you want to know her inherent schedule?
Actually, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a.
I know everything there's out.
Go ahead and make an intelligence and.
This is why my. No, I didn't. Never mind.
I'm gonna say intelligence and finance check, please.
Do you think I got finance?
Nobody has finance, which is why I want you to make a roll for it.
Oh my god.
My desire was to have a finance roll happen
once.
One
success.
One success.
Out of 2.
Patty is so you probably have a situation where Patty she operates a couple of not operates, but there are some businesses that are tied to her. There are the veterinarian clinics that are opened up that she has. There's also a restaurant, like a small kind of bar that is outside away from the drive and dive, and she also connects with a secondary kind of scrap yard. It's like an eco station and then a parts place. People can dispose of different cars, so she might be taking care of that. Those are kind of the places she could be at if you were if she's doing business. Those are the kind of 4 locations you could go to. They're all spread out though, so it'd be if you're trying to track down Patty and she wasn't there, and you're I'm gonna look at these places. That's almost a 2-hour trip to locate her in that.
Except for we got a ring-a-ding, we got a phone.
Yeah.
Just saying, but I don't even think of that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, you're just gonna
I was looking at Lex where's Patty? You know where she is?
I'm not really worried about Patty at this moment. I'm kind of concerned.
I'm worried about Patty. Where is she? I don't know about this Leo guy. Where's Patty?
Did he say something to you that would concern you that he was trying to like go after Patty?
What's this? Psyllium? Salium?
Salium?
Salicillum?
A silly psyllium? What are you fucking saying?
That's what I mean. Like Leo was talking about like this. Started off searching psyllium.
A psyllium.
Psyllium.
I don't know what that is, so I don't know.
Psyllium? Asylum.
Asylum? Are you trying to say asylum right now?
No.
Gosh.
Asylum. Psyllium. Yes.
Dole just kind of is just there, and Cooper's like, what is happening right now?
I don't know. There's some cells.
How much have you been drinking right now?
Not that much. Asylum.
Price is right now currently at the bar area in the clubhouse, and he pulls out one bottle of rye, a second bottle of bourbon, a bottle of tequila. And she was working on this one and like kind of jingles like a Mickey of vodka.
Let's go to your room.
Just kind of fucking just like
Those are all me.
Dole does go is like I had a little of them.
Thank you, doll. Thank you.
I'm not
Anyway,
getting me involved in this.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
This is one few times I'll ever thank you, bastard.
And everybody.
Okay, Lily thanked him earlier.
So what's the problem? This guy's talking about asylum or something.
So did Patty?
How do you even know a guy like that? Like
I don't. Okay, did Patty?
How do you know somebody like that and you don't strip his hubcaps? Like that's what I'm asking. How do you not get that? How do you not like jack anything off the vehicle? How's it still running like perfectly fine?
Because I didn't want him in the vicinity and I didn't want him coming back. Okay. But I will tell you, did Patty tell you when I went driving in that putt of a stupid fucking little motherfucker again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when I went and looked at the dog location. You know, when I got so you know when there was that injured dog?
Yes.
And I went and put myself around and I went to the location of that dog attack area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do. I remember.
Did she tell you I ran into that weird motherfucker?
No, she did not tell me.
So I ran into this weird motherfucker that ended up being Leo. And he like, oh my fucking God. He ended up like there. And he tried to do some spooky shit to me. I don't fucking know, man. He tried to get in my face. And I was like.
His sidearm and just puts it on the counter and sits down for a second.
I was like, I don't know who you are. But I couldn't really say a lot. I only could say like one word. So he was just like Leo. And I was like, Gertie. And then I don't know why I gave him my name. But I did. And then I told him to go fuck himself. I said, go, and then fuck.
You said your name. You knew your name?
Yeah, I fucked up. I think I told him my name. Did I tell him my name? Anyways, regardless of the story, I get back on that little piece of shit bike.
You can keep saying it's a piece of shit, and I know why you were driving it. It's because you were being punished. Stop complaining about the bike and tell me about the guy.
Anyways. He got all like smirky and shit. I don't fucking know.
You don't like the bike. Don't throw your bike at 4 individuals.
They're the one who ran me off the road.
And then you threw your I'm sorry. Do you think
they all have
exactly
weapons?
In that situation? Patty can be okay with this. I'm not. They're like, oh, they ran me off the road. So I put them in the hospital.
They were trying to put me in the hospital.
Do you not know what you are? Do you really not know what you... He takes his revolver and smacks it onto his hand and he breaks the gun and he chucks the pieces away. Does it really look like that we're going to be hurt in any capacity here?
Well, there also a motherfucker called Gay. And
It looks like when Roman was called gay.
And I beat them up. They run me off the road. And they try to get at me. And I said, you attacked us once.
Roman's fine.
Yeah, but he attacks us once, and now they're trying to attack me again. You go get the bike. No. Don't
attack me once, shame on you. Attack me twice, you get the fucking bike.
Mess with the bully, you get the bike.
So, and then, so he apparently saw me, and then remember, oh my God, and then remember how I had to follow them. Wait, no.
I know you have a lot to tell me right now.
No, you gotta go to the concert, and watch the individuals that didn't even fucking be there until later. And then he apparently saw the video of me being burned to fucking alive. And then I go to the after party bullshit. And there's that, remember the guy that he's looking for, Miles? I think that's what the guy was named. I don't know. If the little video that I took or whatever for Patty, if it has his name. But there was that fucking asshole guy. I think that was Miles. I don't fucking know. And then, like, next thing you know, I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know what happened to his buddy.
He's going to the fridge right now, and he's getting some blood. He's putting in a flask for you.
And like, yeah, and then now he's over here like, he's like, you're so interesting. Like, I don't give a fuck. And then he wants me to like, he wants me to go to this location. Yeah, he wants me to go to this location, and he wants me to call that number to talk to him and a bunch of people for I don't know what reason.
Let's begin to take note of the actual location for it.
And he's like, individually by myself, go to a random location. Like, I'm not fucking dumb. Do I look that dumb to you? Don't answer that. I'm not that fucking dumb. And so he wants me to go to this location, and he keeps calling me, I thought he was calling me ugly, but apparently not. But why do you keep titling that I'm a very interesting individual? You know what I mean? And so, like, here we are, and where the fuck is Patty?
This dog's bark, not as bad as her bike.
Good.
Joel gives you a flask of blood.
I'm like leaning on the camera, like, I don't fucking
Gertie,
know.
Gertie,
I don't know.
listen.
I'm listening, buddy. And oh right, and then he's talking about this Asylum sound thing. I don't fucking know.
Don't
Search it up.
go like
Search it up,
asylum.
my
Okay.
ass. No, not asylum, because I told him to go to psych ward, and he's a
I don't
smart.
know what you're saying to me then.
He was saying, like, he said I should research. He's like, I was like, tell me what it's about, and he's just like, do you know what Asylum is? And I was like, no. And
What
is
is Asylum?
I
I've
don't
never
know.
heard of this
He's
before.
like, go search it up. And I was like,
okay.
and then he's
someone
like, and then
search up Asylum.
yeah, and then he's like, do your research and then go to
I
this
don't know,
location
man.
and call me. I don't fucking know, man.
Looking this up, like there's
Solemn.
Norman Cooper does it and is just kind of salivating a little bit right now, just because he's like hungry. Just looking it up on his phone. I don't. How does that?
No. That's why I got to talk to Patty, because I feel like she'd know what a Solemn is.
Does anyone's phone autocorrect?
Price shows up with another bottle of alcohol.
No, Price is gone.
I told him go to his room.
Go to the room.
Go to his room.
Gertie, when Patty gets back, we'll let you know what's going on. But for right now, just go into the diner. Just relax. God.
Another beer? No? Look at that.
Sure. God, I'm not gonna tell you no.
No, I think I'm done drinking for the night. I'm gonna be honest.
Cool, you make that decision for yourself.
Yeah. But I thanked you once. Thank you again. Thank you. Thanks for having my back. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
One of the very few times you hear that from me.
Yeah.
Thank you, bastard. You're a good man.
Yeah.
Man, preacher.
Don't let anyone come back into the parking lot again. You understand?
I
Get
didn't
somewhere else.
I got in here.
And don't tell anybody about the parking lots. Don't tell them anybody you meet like a strange person about this place. Okay, let them find it themselves.
Yeah.
Just don't. Well, then how did he find out about it? That's what I want to know. How did he find out about this?
Oh, apparently you did research or some shit and found out like, about the gang or whatever, because apparently no other jacket had a symbol on it.
Okay. Okay.
I like stopped and I was like, right. Oh yeah, he said something about my jacket, and then he saw me on TV, and then he realized that I would be a useful person for him. Apparently, I don't fucking know. And then
Wait, why do you be a useful person?
yeah, he's just like pretty much like, come here, Gertie, and I was like, fuck you, you know, like
Don't go to that place unless you tell us anything. You got it? Gertie, you fucking hear me?
like I'm underwater.
That famously means you don't hear me.
Hey, if you ever been in a swimming pool and they like play music, you can kind of sometimes you could hear the music.
Go get a beer. Get out of my face, please.
And I just clap on my shoulder like. And
Joel's just looking at looking at Lux right now as you walk out, and Lux just looks at him like, what the fuck? And he actually goes upstairs, and he goes upstairs he knocks on the door, and it opens up, and Patty's inside. And
Motherfucker. This is why I don't see eye to eye.
So you go
Bitch ass
into the
motherfucker.
drive and dive.
That entire scene can be summarized by, nah, sister, you're not getting me to no secondary location.
I'm going to a secondary location. You want it? Go get it. You go back inside of the diner. It's starting to like slow down a little bit, and well, actually, no, that's a lie. We're getting close to like maybe close to 1 o'clock in the morning. But you go in and you see that Declan is still sitting there with a cold ass cup of coffee.
I'm
pointing at him like this.
I've
Like,
got one single air like pod in like the wired like earbuds. I have one in, and it's attached to one of those like dongles that like goes from the lightning cable to a regular headphone jack, and then that's from another one that's from a regular headphone jack to the old big headphone
oh
jack
my god, yes.
that is then plugged into a personal like Walkman style cassette player
Nice.
and playing music on it while I'm writing the notes again. And I'm writing all of my notes are all in Irish Gaelic.
Mhm.
Nice.
Mhm.
Goddamn.
Smart.
Goddamn.
Smart.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to look, because you asked if she spoke any languages. I found you are able to know your birth language as well as the language where you are.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, that's English
Gaelic.
predominant. And then I was like, Irish Gaelic
Oh yeah.
for my birth. So
Nice.
You come on into the bar, you see him, and Andre is just like, hey, your guy's been like sitting here a while. Like, you want to like kick him out or something?
Nah.
You got coffee, and that's it.
You got a problem with that?
It's Gertie. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. No, it's fine.
No. Yeah. You keep doing your thing.
I'm doing my thing.
I'll go talk to him.
Sounds good.
I
You
want
want a beer?
that. No.
Hmm?
No beer.
Okay.
Yeah. Motherfucker, I'm gonna go talk to him. Bye.
Andre walked away from me for a while, so you were just doing that to yourself. You sit down, and Declan, you see Gertie here.
I pull headphone, unplug, put the cassette player back.
Heard you were waiting for me.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a meeting, and then some fucker walks in, and you go and talk to him, and I'm like, make sure you're not dead. And then you're fine, and then you walk to a second location. And I was like, well, I'm assuming our meeting's not over, so I just sat here, and I thought that had to patronize, your bar, restaurant, whatever the heck it is. So I bought a coffee, and
You bought coffee?
how much is coffee? And I was like, $1.
Effie?
Effie, you can see, is coming on up over, and she's like, yeah, hi. She kind of leans and just looking at Declan.
Me. Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
How much is coffee?
Looks like $3.50.
What the hell? Coffee's not expensive.
I don't know. These are getting so fucking expensive. Who makes the prices here?
Patty.
You know what? That's a great fucking price.
I'm gonna pull up my wallet,
It's
unzip the
free
little
refills,
the
but
little
it's like-
coin couch, and pull off like a toonie, a loony. And you said $3.50.
Yeah.
Right, and a
I
quarter,
mean, it can be whatever you want it to be, though.
2 dimes. Pennies are out of circulation. A nickel. There we go.
Are you not gonna tip her?
20. I put it on the 20 and move it. That's a normal amount or a tip, right?
I think.
She
I don't go
takes
up
it
much.
and just kind of like sticks it right into her cleavage, and then walks away from you.
I've noticed a lot of women when I do go places to meet like clients and stuff, a lot of the women I speak to do that. Is that like a normal place for women to put important money and stuff?
Well, considering I don't do that, but I will say, I think she might like you. She only does that to guys that she likes, or girls. She's kind of fluid,
She's also quite young. She's younger than my daughter. Yeah. Tell her I'm married. Anyway, I do still wear the ring actually, so I do have my engagement ring.
Like that makes it.
I know. Not for a
And I'm
bit.
over here like, that's
And-
a chill.
Anyway, here's your notes, and I give you your napkins back.
Do you give me my chicken scratch or my new
No, the chicken scratch.
Me?
The new one's for me.
me?
And I was like, I didn't think that you'd be able to read my notes.
Nah, these are perfect.
Perfect.
And I fold them and I just put them down my shirt.
It is a normal thing. Anyway, so that was the guy, obviously, because you literally described that motherfucker right before he walked in.
That's what
We were talking about
Yeah,
this guy. He wanted more information and seeing if there was connection.
Yeah, I do got more information. Now I gotta get a different piece of information for you about that guy.
Yeah.
I need more information about that guy.
All right. As I said, these are my rates.
I'll pass him on to Lux. So, like I'm gonna charge Patty. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not his issue because he helped me.
Mhm.
So, but like specifically, I want to know who's affiliated with, like who he associates with.
Did he say anything when he was out there?
It's confidential.
Right.
Except for the fact of, do you know Asylum? Asylum.
I try to figure out what she's saying.
Does he know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Difficulty of 4, please. on a.
Please roll.
This is gonna be a wits, and oh my god.
A cult?
Intelligence?
No, it's gonna be a wits and a actual.
Academics, maybe?
I'm gonna just say awareness. I'm gonna say it. Like this is like deciphering a person.
Asylum. And I'm going to keep ranking.
Yeah,
Asylum.
awareness. Like trying to break them.
Asylum.
Willpower.
Salem. No, that's not right.
That is 4.
4th success.
Hey.
I had 3 before the willpower, and I was like, I can reroll 1 die.
Yeah. Asylum. It's close to asylum, but there's a moment when you looked at because you were clocking him.
Yeah.
You were like, this guy's pretty well off to do. There's something you do know about, and there's a place called Elysium.
All right.
That was close. Oh, does he tell me that? Can you tell me it?
Well, I'll think about it.
That's confidential. Yeah, so you clock what Elysium, like it's just in that. Again, she's drunk. You've seen this before in terms of people where it's like trying to give information and they don't know it, but trying to decipher the opportunities that are here. But you would know about something called Elysium.
Okay. What would I know, like, about it?
Baseline. This would probably be. I will let you make another intelligence and occult check on this.
That's only 1 success for that.
Only thing I will let you know, it's a meeting place for vampires.
Okay.
It is essentially a meeting place that is set for vampires to like get together and congregate.
Okay, cool. I think I actually do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that is confidential information. So I mean, if you wanted to exchange confidential information for confidential information, I'd be willing to do that. But
You go first. I'll do it. Sorry. I said half of it in my brain. Deal. You go first.
all right,
There you go.
I'm going against almost every fiber of my being, and I'm going to trust you in this. Elysium is what you're thinking of.
Elite. I grab my napkin and I like grab my Sharpie.
Alysium.
S-I. Elysium.
Yeah. What I know about it, I don't know the details, but I do know it's known as like a meeting place for kindred. I'm not sure if it's like a neutral place. I'll have to do a bit more information,
Extended family.
searching and stuff for that, do more research, but I know it's a meeting place for the kindred.
Yeah.
I'm about to find out a bit more eventually. I'm actually slowly getting a bit of my home a little bit upgraded. Might be able to do a bit more work there. But yeah, that's what I know about that. So
okay. I no longer have the card. Do I gave it to Lux?
he did give it
Throw
back.
Throw it back to you.
Oh, right. And I like shuffle in my pocket. Not in that pocket. Shit. And then he gave me this. And then he also thinks I'm interesting. Don't know why, but he wants me. But not wants me. I don't know if he wants me, but he wants me.
They're like a light kind of in the booth. Like
You guys are currently at the bar right now.
we're at the bar.
Yeah, you guys are at the head bar. Where,
I'm gonna.
No, because he was at the. Oh,
I was in the booth
Oh, you were in
because
the
I went
booth?
back to the
From-
booth.
Oh, okay. You were at the booth? Then yes, if that's where you
Okay.
were seeing. I was picturing you at the front.
I'm going to lift the card up and I'm looking on the blank side,
Sure.
and I'm going to hold up to light to see if I see any indentation. Like if someone had written upon this card or on a piece of paper on top of it, seeing if there's any level of indentation that I can see on that before flipping it over.
This is why he's the investigator.
I'm going to tell you off of your awareness check from before. Just kind of, actually, this is an investigation. So I'm going to say resolve an investigation on this.
All right.
But I will say it's only a difficulty of 1.
I'm gonna roll because I have a good chance. That was resolve an investigation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does this count as deduction?
No.
Okay.
It's not deduction. Deduction is like kind of putting the pieces together of a full picture.
Oh, I did not grab enough.
Yeah, that's what I was.
4 plus 3, that's 7. Yeah.
Like how the auto success exists and no one wants to take it.
It does until it's like this.
I have so many dice.
Why don't you Uber Ultra say it? You know, maybe.
I'm also going to use 1 willpower because
Because why not?
yeah, because why not?
Why not?
All right, that
I like
is
those numbers.
very nice. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
Does he get it something extra like a bonus? I want him to get a bonus.
The answer to that question is also the answer to does this have indentation? No.
Sick.
Nice.
No,
And I'm over here like-
there's just the phone number and
Mhm.
there's just the address.
Okay, and yeah, I'll flip it over.
I'll give you this as an extra thing. You know the address to that thing is a Walmart parking lot.
All right,
It's like a Walmart.
cool. I'll look at him. I'll just straight up say that too, Gertie. I'll be like, "This is a fucking Walmart."
Don't fuck with me.
I'm not. Would I still have blush of life, or do I need to do it again? I'm gonna open my phone. I'm going to go to Google Maps. And
Yeah. You know
type
it.
it in and just show like the
You
Walmart.
know it because
zoom,
you
zoom,
went
zoom.
there when some guy's like, I need to have a secret meeting with this private investigator, and it was like, oh, I know this Walmart. Yeah, I went here one time.
It's a Walmart.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah. It's actually the new Walmart at South or at Kingsway. The one that's like a part of the mall.
It's actually not. It's not that one. It's actually on the south side, right along, what is it called? It's right along Gateway Boulevard.
It's the one on Gateway, actually. That's
Oh, that.
I know what Walmart it is.
The one next to the Toys R Us.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
I'm gonna write down on my notes again in Irish Gaelic.
Vampires love good deals. Roll back.
Gateway Boulevard Walmart. And then I'm going to just write the phone number as well and give the card back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we
Gateway.
right. Well, that
Thanks for letting me know about that. And I wrote it down, but stuff. Asylum. Asylum.
I'm gonna look and make sure she spelled it correctly.
Fair.
Because I read it out to her and I go,
That Y looks like a
When-
J.
when When you go, I believe because her name was Patty, correct?
What the fuck do you know about Patty?
We literally had an entire conversation before you went out to talk to the Leo guy. We were sitting here for like at least 10 minutes.
Choose to believe you.
Good. When you talk to her, show her the word. Don't say it.
Why?
Because you're saying it wrong.
I think I'm saying it.
Do you know Greek?
Zeus.
You're saying it wrong. Anyway.
Fine. But it was good to meet you.
I mean, we have met before, but it was nice to actually talk to you and not just see you speed by on a motorcycle.
It's nice to see you.
Keep in touch if you need. If you're... I feel like if I say boss, you're going to get mad because I don't think you're going to take that to the Patty woman. If the person you take that to decides that they do want to pay, let me know.
Oh, he won't want to pay, but he will pay.
If not, I want to just kind of stay in like a bit of a cooperation without going into too much detail. You know how to reach me.
Right. Well, you get home safe. I'm gonna go.
All right. Also, just so you know, if there is anything missing off of my vehicle when I go out there, I am going to call the cops and give them an anonymous tip about possible parts of vehicles being taken around this way.
I think you should be fine because you're with me, but just one second. And I like flag over one of my buddies. I didn't even look. I'm like, I don't even know who's coming. I'm just
Okay. I'm gonna roll
Yes.
this die. We'll roll in front of the board for this. You are going to, let's just say, anything less than an 8 can be interesting. That's an 8.
Hey.
A little less interesting. But yeah, so you're flagging over, and the person that you see coming over here is actually going to be Beverly.
She was the naked one on the pool table.
Yeah, she's a member of the Nomad group that Lux leads. She's also a Toreador. She comes on over. She's a very large, blonde-haired, like blonde highlighted roots woman. She's coming through with a lot of makeup on with her. Like she's got a really, like she wears like a jean jacket with like jean jacket vest, and then she's wearing like kind of like one of those like tops that kind of like is just like the upper half of something, and then her belly button is like showing.
Like a crop top?
Yeah, crop top. Thank you. Yeah, she's like wearing like jeans and these like kind of like rider boots. She kind of comes on up to you. Hey, so
Question.
answer.
What's your vehicle?
1997 Chevrolet.
Hello.
Shut up. Listen.
Okay.
What was your vehicle again?
What's your name, love?
My name's Beverly, but call me any time of the day, my dear, especially at night.
Beverly. 1997 Chevrolet Impala out in the parking lot.
It's not touched,
Hasn't been
right?
touched.
Can you double check for me?
Sure.
I'm going to talk to you for a little bit.
You're gonna have to make sure you share this one with us. She's like gets up and walks away.
Oh, Beverly!
Goes on out, comes back in. Nobody's touched it yet, darling.
Yeah. Can you put that marked for future don't touch?
Fine. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Night. It's good. You're good. Future good.
I just have to say real quick, I know that we don't have control over when things happen to us. I wish that I was not changed in the prime of my fucking life, because it's really annoying when you have to deal with this shit for almost 30 years from people half of your age, if that. Anyway.
Time of your life. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Because I'm over here, I'm like, I don't. Yeah, but I'm over here, I'm like, I don't find him attractive at all. So I'm over here, I'm like, oh.
Beverly finds everybody attractive.
Yeah, I'm over here, I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. And what you said it was like around 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I think when I get into my car, I'm gonna pull my phone out and I'm going to, whether she gave it to me or I found it, call Penny's cell phone.
Ring a ding ding.
Okay. When you go outside, you do see sitting kind of outside is like the German Shepherd dog, like outside, like just sitting and looking at
I'm gonna
Chilling.
pat my pockets and find like an old, like a little half done bag of beef jerky and just kind of toss it on the ground kind of near him
The duck.
and just kind of hope your night goes well.
What was your animal handling or animal ken?
I'm going to use another will.
Well, I did like
Mhm. All three.
There we go. 3 successes.
awesome. This is a trained guard dog.
Oh, also, technically, sorry, it would be 2 successes because I realized I re-rolled my hunger dice, which I can't do. So
Got it.
2
Got it.
successes.
2 successes.
Yes.
This is a trained guard dog, and you toss out the beef jerky there for a moment.
Then I'm just
You
gonna
just hear a low growl a little bit.
yeah, and I'm not making any eye contact with him. I'm just gonna kind of nod towards him and slowly go to my vehicle.
Sounds good.
Smart,
Close up
don't
the
run.
door. You turn up. You begin to drive off. As soon as you get about halfway down, you see the dog going up over to the trees and starts sniffing it.
Yeah, and then yeah, once I'm kind of down on a road somewhere, that's when I'll.
Sounds good. You hear your phone ringing. Dun 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 dun.
She gets excited because she thinks it might be calling again. She like briefly, because she has the most modern phones and equipment. She's like mostly top of the line. She like answers it as she clocks that it's Declan, not Colin, and she's like slightly disappointed internally, but she's already answered. Not that she doesn't want to talk to Declan. She's just like,
You just rather talk to Colin.
yeah, it's switched from like flirty to concerned in like that.
Yeah, of course.
Declan, hello, is everything all right?
Oh yeah, everything's good, Doc. Just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up. I talked to Gertrude, the biker girl.
Yes, of course.
From the little bit that she mentioned, I don't think it's her. I think it's people she's working with might be watching us a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Also wanted your expertise. Elysium.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with Elysium. That's where I got the warding devices for my house.
All right. Apparently people were looking to meet Gertrude at a Walmart parking lot. The guy who was talking to her mentioned about Elysium, about how she should do her research, I believe she said. Came in a limo with 2 armed guards.
A limo.
Said his name was Leo.
Yeah.
That's really all that she told me. I'm worried that he's might be connected to this new earners group, but I don't know for sure. She didn't say anything. Yeah, just wanted to keep you in the loop, so to speak.
Of course, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. My understanding is that Elysium is a meeting place for kindred to conduct business and various affairs. Yes. I as I said, I've only been there once or twice myself. But I'll let you know if I find anything. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you again for the ride to the concert.
Oh yeah, I like driving.
Yeah, Tanner had a wonderful time.
It's good. I hope the kid grows up in the most positive way. I don't think that he's like a bad kid. I just,
He's a teenager.
I don't know about you, staying the same age for a fucking long time, and you've been in there a lot longer than I have. It sucks.
I've been 21 years old for 350 years. It wears on you.
Yeah, I've only been 27 for like 25 years, and that sucks. So
Already, just a lot.
yeah. All right. Well,
Mhm.
talk to you later. Yeah, keep in the loop, like I said.
Yeah, fantastic. Will do.
Yeah. Then I'll head to I think Cass's. I think I'll send her a text just to double check in with her. Like, did you want to talk tonight? I know you might be asleep. Just wanted to send a quick thing. If not, that's fine. And if she doesn't send a text back, I'm just parking down the road in view of the house.
Sure.
And I'm going to stay there until I would know like I've got maybe an hour before sunrise.
Yeah.
Before heading.
You have a contact of with Cass. It's like a 2 contact, 2 effectiveness. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 effectiveness, 3 reliability.
3 reliability.
Yeah, reliability.
Okay. Cass doesn't respond back to you.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah,
you don't hear back from her at all.
yeah. So yeah, I'm going to assume the best. I'm gonna assume that she's asleep because it's like at this point I'm assuming 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, I'm just going to, like I said, I'm gonna pull so I can have view of her house.
Sure.
See if all the lights are off or if there's lights on, whatever, doesn't matter. Just clocking it, sitting there, putting the earbud back in,
Yeah.
and playing the music again, so that there's no silence for me, and waiting until about like hour before sunup, and then I'll head back to.
The lights are off, but her car is there, so it looks like she's home.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I'll just. No, I never had a key. No.
He hasn't got the
Because
key yet.
I reverse lock picked the door.
forgot about that.
lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sit with your.
Oh yeah, this is also the same night, so she's also sleeping off weed and alcohol. So yeah.
So you sit outside, for hours. Nothing really comes up. Gertie, for yourself, as you're back at the clubhouse, you start to get like sun's going to be coming up in a few hours here soon for you. Do you do anything like for yourself for the rest of the
After I like kind of sober up a little, I like make my way up to Patty's room, and I just like.
Yeah.
On her door,
she's-
obviously.
She walks in up the stairs of the space. Yeah. But she's coming up the area like to like where her room is at, basically. Yeah, cause like the way it is like there's a like her own special kind of meeting space that she has like up there, and like beside that she's got a.
I don't even clock her at first. I'm like, Patty, I don't know if you talked to Lux yet.
Lux, Gertie, and she's like right behind you.
Patty.
What's up? You see her and like Patty is standing as a very strong, tall, like kind of like mid-sized physique. She's wearing her cut. She's got her like president tag up on the back of it, the big full collar in the center. Her hair is kind of like that, kind of like buzz cut on the side. Kind of this wave of like brownish hair. She kind of sweeps down. She's got herself like piercings in her ears. She looks at you. She's got kind of like a eyeshadow that's like underneath from her makeup. It's kind of like got this like her skin is kind of like this brownish like tan that she's got for herself. But she leans up on the side and she's looking pretty dirty in her clothes, and she looks at you and she's like, "Doing all right?"
Sobering up. Doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk in your room?
Lux kind of gave me a little bit of a conversation. I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to give you time to process a little bit about what you may have gone through first.
It's just some random guy.
I know, but like you've been going through a lot. So
nothing different than usual. You know me since how long? Way back.
I know, but I want you to go to rest and take some time to think about what has just hit you, and think about it, and think about how you're feeling with it. Okay.
Okay. A little confused, but do what you say. Yeah. I ended up talking to that guy.
Yeah.
He told me to just. I fumble with my napkins. This one said for me not to say it, just to show you. I found out the word is. I just show her this.
Takes it.
I want it. Apparently, he wants me to speak to some people, and then he also said that I wanted more information. He said for me to search that up and then go to that place, and which I found out is a Walmart parking lot on Gateway, and give that number a call.
He said for you, she looks at you with like kind of a deeper focus. He
I
said for you to go to Elysium.
yeah, that don't. What is that place? Or what is those people?
Lux told me that he told you to like not go anywhere without letting us know.
Yeah.
I want you to take time for yourself right now. Do not go here unless you talk to us first. We're gonna have a meeting about this. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. Is it that serious?
What else did he say? What else did he offer you?
I don't know. He said he wanted me. I was like, you think I'm going to be your buying or something like that? I can't. Sorry, I was so drunk.
He like puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of like moves her thumb to kind of like make you like kind of put it up like in this kind of position, kind of push your head up.
Yeah.
She's like, he's not going to get you. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I've always known that.
This is a bad place, Gertie. If you have to go here, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Of course. Anything.
Can I trust you to hold on to this?
Yeah, of course.
Just give it to you.
I
She's shaking.
Put it back in my pocket. Just so you know, like no matter what they do say, I won't go there. Even if you tell me never to go there, even research this place, I won't. But in the end, like I'll always be next to you. You know that, right? I hope you know that. Like I won't go to him.
I know.
It's just so weird because he said that he like ever since he met me that one night or whatever, from what I can kind of recall, he said that like he thought I was human and that I was just not easy to compel or something like that. Apparently that intrigued him. And then after that he found out that there was no way that I could be human, and then he saw the video of that V concert guy apparently had leaped. He saw me leap away when the sun hit me or the lights hit me.
You're telling me all of this, and I want to hear it, but with everybody. You understand?
Yeah, 100%.
Take some time to think about it. Think about what you're going to talk to everybody at the meeting. All right?
Aren't I going to just tell them everything?
Think about what you're going to tell everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Get some rest.
You as well.
I will.
And I kind of just tap her on the shoulder, be like, love you. And I like walk to my room. Wherever it is, I don't know what floor it is.
You go downstairs, there's a hallway where you can connect, and you go open up a room, and then there's like kind of a space where like you and Price kind of have this like shared space.
Hell yeah.
But there's still kind of a dividing line that you guys share a door inside, so it's like you go into your area.
Yeah.
And you have a little cot space.
Like a dorm kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a dorm space. You got a little drawer, dresser, like closed up window spots. You can like look out the window if you need to, but you got your bed, got a little washing like bathroom space.
Yeah. Pretty much I just clean up and tuck myself in the bed.
So it's good.
And yeah, just lay. At first actually I could just like lay there and I think about things, but like what? Because I'm still confused. I'm over here. I'm like, everyone keeps talking about this place. I don't know what I'm gonna tell people. Like, I have no idea what Patty is saying. Like in terms of like what she actually wants from me besides not going to this place. So I'm over here like confused, trying to figure it out. Until I kind of just like pass out from overthinking.
You got it. You pass out. Penny, yourself, anything you're doing in your home before the sun rises, before you have to give yourself a couple hours just to get ready for your shift?
I think can I maybe do a roll to see Because up to this point, Penny has not interacted with Leo or anyone. I made the choice to say she was familiar with Elysium to like save like storytelling time.
Oh, sure.
But Sammy the player like has no idea what Elysium is like.
Yeah.
So can I? Yeah. So
I
can
get that on a deeper level too, bro.
Right?
Yeah, you want to think about what Elysium is?
Yeah.
Storytelling time is the time we make it. So yeah, you got it.
Excellent. Maybe then we could do like a little. She's reflecting on everything Declan has told her. Does she have any idea about the new earners, or like would she have ever run into the Leonidas in the past, or like what was her impression of Elysium when she went? Because Sammy the player was just kind of like, oh, it's a meeting place for vampires. Oh, I bet she like was looking for like maybe warding runes, and that's where like she met up with the Thin Blood who like made the like warding runes for her.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it actually might be like a gang or like a thing. So I'm like, I don't know if that's super viable.
So you got a couple of things you've touched on here. For Elysium, and I'll let you know, you can touch on, you have 3 different subjects you can talk about: Leonidas, New Earners, and Elysium.
Okay.
For every one of them that you pick, you will hinder yourself down 2 dice. So I'll let you pick in terms of the checks that you want to make.
Okay.
For Elysium, it's intelligence and occult.
Okay.
Think about Leonidas, because you've never met this guy, it will be wits, and it's gonna be streetwise, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, streetwise or politics, one of the 2.
Okay.
And the new earners, again, not knowing much about that, it's gonna be also wits, but that one's gonna be I think that's going to be like an academic check. Yeah, I think it's going to be like some kind of real studying, hearing about that term before. That one actually could, you know what? That one I think is actually going to be streetwise, to like devour her someone on the streets. That's like wits and streetwise for the new earners, wits and politics for Leonidas, and then intelligence and occult for Elysium. And everyone you pick will subtract to your dice pools. So.
Okay. Well, let's start with Elysium.
Okay.
So intelligence and occult. So I'm rolling 4 dice total with 100 die. 2 success.
Okay.
Hunger die is a 5, so it's a fail.
Okay. 2 successes. Which is the second one you want to focus on, and you're subtracting 2 from this.
Let's try. Let's go for the new earners.
Okay.
Okay, so that was wits and then
streetwise.
Cool. I've got nothing in streetwise, so I'm just rolling a straight 3 for wits. 1 success and a 5 on the hunger die.
Okay, and that was you subtracted.
Oh.
You had to subtract 2 from it.
Okay. Then
but I'll allow 1 success, and that's fine.
Okay.
1 success, and then Leonidas, if you want to do that, that's wits and politics.
Okay, so that's
-4.
Okay, I only have 3 total there, so I don't know that I can.
So you just 1 die, it's a hunger die.
Okay.
Let's go.
9!
Success.
Hurrah!
Okay.
2 success, 1 success, 1 success.
Yes.
Successes.
If it helps,
yeah.
One of my like background's merits and flaws.
Yeah.
I do have 1 flaw in Stalker. So this character has never appeared yet, but we talked about maybe there's a patient who like became overly obsessed with Penny and just like kind of like a thug. So he's kind of like, like someone who maybe would like he was sent to her as like a like corrections, like court mandated like anger management or something. So like she does know someone who is more like streetwise. I had clocked him as a human, but he doesn't.
We'll get to him.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to him.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
In time.
Let's talk about this from kind of bottom up stuff.
Okay.
Let's go first with the new earners.
Okay.
The new earners seems like a very it doesn't sound like a title that individuals would say. Like Miles threw that term out and it sounded like he was proud of it, but it also doesn't sound like a like it doesn't sound like an actual title of people of like, you know, you would say that to yourself, you know, like the idea of a kid giving himself a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm Skippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call me the shit.
They call me the shit. Like it's a weird title, like kind of that thing of like, it sounds like it's just like a title that of an occupation that you're doing.
Yeah.
So new earner sounds like a title that's given to some people because it's what they're doing. They're earning something.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Leonidas being a part of it, then you kind of equate, okay, he's probably new to this and he's new into the fold. And it sounds like he's beginning steps of beginning to pull, like get some kind of pull or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're kind of feeling from him and with the new earners.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Elysium brings this up is a secondary kind of like, interesting process.
Mm-hmm.
What you get from that is if Leonidas is being able to give someone an invitation to go to Elysium, and you've been to Elysium before,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been to Elysium in Edmonton,
Mm-hmm.
that is not a Walmart. It's actually a rotating tower in Edmonton that for like the public is like a buffet place, but for kindred is a meeting location in which they can feed upon people, exchange thralls, and exchange boons as well. So when you said you got your plates there, that was because you did a service for someone that allowed you to be given a box, and in that box you had those brass runes like carved in there, and it's like good work, and you made true to a boon that you owed to someone. You also know that boons have different levels of severity, and yours was pretty severe. You had a pretty expensive checklist you had to do.
Okay.
What Leonidas has to do with Elysium, though, you don't know, but that's the best you can probably equate to it. Like maybe it's the asserting of a boon kind of thing. And if he's saying that Patty needs it, or like Gertie needs it, then maybe asking a boon of her.
Ooh, gotcha.
Or giving her a boon, either one. But both meaning that Leonidas is going to be someone you're going to be seeing a lot more of, either case.
Yeah. Perfect. I think sorry, just finishing my notes. Definitely as she puts this all together, she has every intention to like tell Declan and like potentially reaching out to Gertie as well. I don't know.
I mean, you'll be seeing me in therapy the next week, so
Yeah,
but we'll
Yeah.
probably see each other sooner than that. But you never know.
yeah, totally. So
I
yeah,
honestly don't know what I'm gonna have to say to you in therapy, but we'll make it work.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe you could ask what you should share with the meeting.
Be like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell him about this Saloon
Yeah.
place, but
At least
yeah, it's gonna be there. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna end up happening. I'm like, I don't know.
excellent.
So as you put it all together for yourself,
Mhm.
it's coming closer to the days of sunrise. You're gonna be pushing yourself because you stayed up quite late. So your humanity check to awaken the next day, it's gonna be a little higher for difficulty. To just let you know that.
Okay.
You are welcome to try to put any safeguards in place to prepare for that if you need it, but just letting you know that if you are okay with taking the risk of maybe being a little late to work, that's okay. And then Declan, for yourself, as you're sitting outside, nothing really happens. You do see the lights come on around like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think about kind of knowing, either she'll send me a text soonish or she'll send me one later. She's up, she's gonna go to work. I think I will kind of pull off from the street and head back to my little haven.
Your neighbors are gonna start thinking you're a stalker.
Have you seen that 1997 Chevy Impala with the blacked out window?
You mean with the guy who's like perpetually in his 30s and so hot? Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
Sometimes he like goes and he like checks around her perimeter and stuff late at night. It's so fucking weird.
Maybe it's her boyfriend. He looks like Jensen.
But yeah, and I think once I get back, I'm gonna take like as quick as possible and go to like my very much just like a desktop computer, and I'm going to go to facebook.com and I'm going to type in Arnold Martin.
Yep.
And I'm going to do that. I'm also going to look through, because I've had books delivered to my place, so I actually have a library actually like as a like boon for my haven now.
Yep.
And one of the things is I'm going to take a Yellow Pages book and I'm going to flip through it to see how many Arnold Martins are in Edmonton.
Yep.
And basically cross-reference and see if any of them could match from knowing that it was like an older man with a child who gone missing. I'm looking for, in his mind, he's like, when he talked, it wasn't like super severe. He's not going to the cops, so it's not a kid.
Mhm.
I'm guessing teen or older. I'm guessing, knowing this area, I'm going to say at the youngest late 30s up to like early 60s kind of a thing.
Sounds good.
And looking and knowing that age bracket, being like, Facebook is probably going to be the most likely place that I'm going to find this person if they exist. And just doing like, not going to as depth as he normally does with his deduction of like going through a lot of stuff, but being like, I just want to know what to prepare for.
Got it. I'll share the information here, but we can definitely do the roll right. We'll share the information for our next session, but feel free to make the roll.
Sure.
This is going to be a wits and technology check.
All right.
Difficulty in my brain. I got the difficulty in my brain.
Dang, in your brain. That is 3 successes.
The difficulty on this was 2. Because that library reduces it by 1 because he is in the Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
We'll get into all the information for Arnold in a for our next session.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will be able to find out some stuff. And you're right, Facebook was the right place to look.
Yeah.
He's on it. Yeah,
I know
he's on
old
it.
people.
Yeah, exactly. So as you guys are beginning to go in for the evening, for various different reasons, because you have a meeting, you have to get to work, and we'll get to it for Gertie in a second here. I need everybody to make a humanity check to see what time you guys awaken. I will also need a roll of a blood dice for everyone that is awakening for themselves. So yeah, hunger, just a regular rouse check for the awakening for people. Just to see when you.
7.
You're good.
Just a regular success.
Critical success.
Fantastic. You guys do not increase your hunger.
And then
Thank God.
Humanity checks.
Okay.
That's just however many humanity we have. That
Yes,
many
you just roll that many dice. No ability to re-roll on these.
Right.
6 for me.
6. You're gonna be well awake. You're gonna be, dude. You could be awake anytime you want. 2
out of 7.
Okay.
5 successes, but one of my fails was on my hunger die.
That's okay.
Okay.
You had a 4 for yourself because of the increased time that you had, but you're gonna be okay. We are gonna focus on the clubhouse for the callers. Everybody's been turning in. It's early morning. You guys are hearing the sun. Like the curtains have been drawn.
Dang, you hearing
sun.
the sun.
Yeah. Well, the chop shop is getting to work. You guys.
Oh, you're hearing that?
There's sounds of like metalworking and everything like off the side for some projects. Believe that we got some of the actual workers right now at the mechanic shop. They're beginning their day. You see Cooper just kind of like he's salivating. Like he again that awakening of that blood for himself to like look up the phone really got him, and so he like goes in for a late night snack. He's cracks up a little bit of blood. Just begins to kind of like chug on it, turns on the TV, just like sitting down, pulls up a recliner for himself, just watching some like some like old like reruns of MASH or something, or watching something on like like a National Geographic, Ice Road Truckers or some shit, and he's just like
Deadliest catch.
Forged in fire.
Yeah, exactly. Forged in fire. Just watching that as he sees like metal just comes up. As he's sitting there, he hears like a kind of sound of an engine revving up just outside, and then it's like boom, 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 boom. There's just a bunch of different sounds of like an engine. Just kind of like looks over. Cooper kind of like gets up for a second. He's like, oh fuck. As he begins to go up towards the window. See what we got here. As the window, as he begins to approach it, there is the sound of a gunshot. And as that sound goes off, it cuts through and rips through the blood bag and cuts through Cooper's hand as he just looks at it. And then the next thing you know, and bullets begin to rush through the clubhouse of the Collar gang and begin to shoot through at this moment. And Cooper takes a couple. And as he gets hit, he also gets shot with sunlight as a beam of it is hitting him right now. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Not Cooper.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
Hey, it could be worse. Could have been Price.
Sorry, love Cooper, but or Declan.
Or Patty.
If it was Patty.
Hey, everybody's in the clubhouse now, and we know it.
Yeah.
So we're
It's
gonna.
the people I pissed off, wasn't it? It's the gang I pissed off. During the daytime too. Those fuckers.
We will resolve all of that for our very next session. But thank you all so very much for joining us for this session for yegVMP. We will catch you next time in the world of darkness, friends. Take care.